Hey, Indiana, let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Roncalli Stadium at Bob Tully Field. For today's matchup, it's the Heritage Christian Eagles taking on the Scecina Crusaders. Scecina Crusaders. And we're going to get into our sponsors for today's matchup. First up, the Reynolds Farm Equipment, your local hometown John Deere dealer since 1955. With 5 central Indiana locations, Reynolds meets all your equipment, parts, and service needs. Boilermakers Local 374, representing skilled workers across Indiana. Discover the Boilermaker advantage with Local 374. Burtner Electric, spark with confidence. Your trusted electrical partner since 1986. Wheeler Mission, helping our neighbors in need since 1893. Thanks to generous, caring individuals like you. Morales Group Staffing, build better futures one story at a time. Let us help you find your next opportunity. LifeWise Academy. LifeWise Academy brings Bible education to public schools during school hours. Learn more at lifewise.org. LIUNA, the Build America Union, 500,000 strong. Fighting for better wages, safer job sites, and greater opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Matthew Hagenbaugh, and today I'm here with Jack Wright here at Roncalli Stadium, Bob Tully Field.
Great to be here with you, Matt.
So let's go ahead and get into a little bit of what we saw last season. As we're early in this season, let's take a look at what we saw last season in this matchup. This last matchup, currently the series is tied 4-4.
Yep. So taking a look back at last year, the Scecina Memorial Crusaders went 3-7 last year, and for the Heritage Christian side of things, they went 7-3 last season. So two sides of the coin for their seasons last year, but. For the Scecina side of things, Coach Dan Harris is going into his second year, where on the Heritage Christian side of things, they've got a first-year head coach. Caleb Brink is taking over for Kyle Ray, so it's his first year here trying to implement some culture. And on the other side of things, Scecina, Coach Harris has got a year under his belt, hoping that culture is going to take place. We saw that in the game last week against Fort Wayne Concordia. So in that game last week, Fort Wayne Concordia, Scecina came away with a 48-28 victory, and it was really an impressive offensive performance. And we will get back to the rest of the preview after this.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
All right, so welcome back. We're going to finish up that recap of last week. So getting back to that, the 2 Bryces of the Scecina Memorial Crusaders, Bryce McDonald, the quarterback, sophomore quarterback in his first start, went 24 for 37, 268 yards, and it tied the school record in touchdowns with 5. And he was throwing the ball all around the yard to the other Bryce, Bryce Mathis, senior wide receiver. He went for 12 catches, 191 yards, and 4 touchdowns. I believe that also tied the school record, and that earned both the Bryces a top 10 vote getters in the Indy Star Player of the Week last week. And last week on the Heritage Christian side of things, they took on Speedway, and they won that battle 36-15. And that was the Eli Nix show. So Eli Nix, their senior quarterback, he went 15 for 23 with 140 yards and a touchdown, but most of the damage he did was on the ground. He had 20 carries for 138 yards and 3 touchdowns. So now we get into this week, Matt.
Yeah, this week definitely looks like going to be something that we're going to see how each season could go for the rest of the season. I think that this could be a very pivotal moment for both teams, and obviously both teams looking for a win here. But I think that this could be an interesting start here for Coach Brink of the Eagles. You know, first season, you open up your first season 2-0, could start things off for you, and could concrete your stay here at Heritage Christian for a while.
Yeah, and this matchup between Heritage Christian and Scecina has grown into a rivalry since probably going on the better portion of a decade now. And really, I think the exciting part about this game is that there's so much unknown early in the season, especially for a first-year head coach. And obviously, the players are going to be familiar with Coach Harris after having 1 year under his belt, but still, it's only just 1 year, and you're only 1 game into the new season. So there's so much unknown. I think we're going to see a lot of things unfold throughout the early parts of this game. Week 1 could either be an outlier. Week 1 could be the beginning of a trend. You kind of hit on that and set the tone for the rest of the season. So I think what we're really going to have to pay attention to is the script for either side. That's really going to tell us what both coaching staffs are going to want to do. Those first 15 plays, it might be if they sustain a really long drive, that whole script could be eaten up. But in all likelihood, we're going to see these first couple of drives really establish what the rest of the game is going to look like.
Yeah, I agree. Taking a look at what's happened so far this year, I mean, both offenses are outscoring the other side right at 20 points. So I think if this is going to be a close game, both teams have shown that they can score the ball, that they can find the end zone. I think it's going to be a tale of which defense is going to step up more here.
I agree. If we're getting into the couple of keys to the game here, I think Scecina has got to start fast on offense. Keep that momentum from last week's game rolling. So last year's game against Heritage Christian, They might want to come out with a little bit of revenge. So start fast, keep that momentum from last week rolling, and try to put the game last year in the rear view. And offensively, they're going to want to aggressively take what the defense gives them. And I know that's somewhat of a contradictory statement to make, but offensively, they're going to be aggressive. We saw them throw the ball 37 times last week. So that's aggressively taking what the defense gives them passing-wise. Now, if we see a two deep safety look and some backed off corners, they're going to aggressively run the ball. That's a little bit more Scecina's style. But on defense, they're going to be all eyes on Eli Nix. So stopping him early and often in the quarterback game, making somebody else beat them defensively is going to be very key. And now going over the Heritage Christian side, going along with that point to Eli Nix's game last week, I think you're going to want to see more people get involved early in the game, both from a running standpoint and a receiving standpoint. Just make sure that Scecina's defense isn't keying in on one person. They could also be good play action opportunities if everybody's really keying in on a quarterback run. But I think defensively they also have to build off some turnovers last week. So last week the Heritage Christian defense picked off Speedway 3 times. So getting those turnovers and flipping the field and getting some favorable field position, that's going to be really key as well.
Yeah. Just now glanced down, looking at some of our notes here. Scecina allowed 211 rushing yards. And now if you look on the side of Heritage Christian, that's almost their game. As you said, Eli Nix having 138 rushing yards on top of the other Elijah Pimentel, having 105 yards with a touchdown. I'm almost a little nervous here. If Heritage Christian can get on the run game early, and that could almost be their Achilles heel right there. Yeah,
what it looks like we're setting up for is a bit of a shootout here. So we're just seconds away from the kickoff, and we're going to see who comes out, starts fast.
Yeah. I believe I saw Heritage Christian is going to be receiving the ball on this kickoff, as they won the coin toss there in the beginning. And as we do see that.
Yep, that's number 50, Owen Weinzerl. He's going to kick off for the Crusaders. Set deep for Heritage Christian is Elijah Pimentel and I believe number 8, Chase Wallen.
And both sides look ready here. Referee's getting ready to blow the whistle. There it is. And this first quarter of football is underway with the kick. Bouncing right at the 22. Hard hit and brought down. Receiving that was number 2, Sam Sponseller, the junior. And Heritage Christian getting ready for their first drive.
Nice kick. Pretty far up in the air, gives the kicking team a lot of time to get down there, and you could see as soon as that ball was caught and recovered, then he was immediately got hat on hat there and went down.
Eli Nix getting his team ready there at the line of scrimmage for the first down of the game, and Nix taking it himself, running, almost loses it there, and is brought down on what is a 11-12 yard gain there. And first down there for the Eagles.
That's exactly how Heritage Christian wants to start. You could see that they motioned some guys in there and pretty much loaded their offensive backfield in preparation for a run play like that.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want if you're the Eagles right now. Get off, start, first down, first play, and moving the chains right away. The handoff on the right side. Finds another first down there after another 12-yard gain by Chase Wallen.
2 plays. and Heritage Christian attacking either edge of the field. Nothing up the middle yet, so they're getting on the edge. See some power to the left side with the quarterback, and then some speed to the near side with Wallen on that jet sweep.
There's the handoff again, or that was more of a pitch there. That one's more up the middle. And not quite as large of a gain there. And in fact, I don't think there was any gain there, but no loss.
Scecina answers with some penetration up the middle and some toughness shown there on this third play of the drive.
All right, if you are the head coach of the Eagles right now, are you running it again? You're going to try to see what they can do, throwing it down the field a bit.
Well, this is, he's already knows what he's got to do because he's got this script down. This is something that the team's practiced all week, so you can see that they're going to try to establish the run here. These plays are all scripted, and these runs they're gonna keep coming. And when that script runs out, if running is what's working, they're going to keep running until Scecina can stop it.
Yeah, especially coming here on third down. Scecina looking to get a big stop here, force the hand of Heritage Christian to make a decision on what they're going to do.
I think if Heritage Christian could pick up about 3 or 4 yards here, they're in a little bit of a no man's land where high school football you can just go for it on fourth down.
I agree. Nix calls for it. Pass play up the middle, caught. Has some room, he's going. And touchdown, Eagles. Eli Nix finds Chase Wallen for the first touchdown, and that's 6 on the board there for the guests on the scoreboard of the Heritage Christian Eagles.
That was a very impressive play from both the receiver and the quarterback. There was a too high shell there, and they just attacked right up the middle, and the receiver made a play right after and made a good cut, and that's exactly what you wanted to see if you're a Heritage Christian player and on that drive.
And the PAT is good. And we'll be right back after this commercial.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Welcome on back to Bob Tully Field here. You just saw Heritage Christian get on the board first off, and that was brought to you by Reynolds Farm Equipment. Reynolds Farm Equipment is a leading equipment dealer serving farmers, homeowners, landscapers, and commercial contractors throughout Indiana. Nothing runs like a deer. Give us a call today at 317-849-0810.
There's the replay, and you see right there, cuts right up the middle of the safeties and makes another cut after he catches the ball, and that was that.
Yeah, I like that fake right and ended up going left, went right past the defender there without a question, left him in the dust. So now it's the Crusaders side of the ball here, looking to match what the Eagles did, and that's going to be quarterback Bryce McDonald.
Let's see if he can repeat last week's performance.
There's the handoff, finds the outside, gets there, breaks one tackle, and is ultimately brought down right there at the 31. And that's going to be a first down for the Crusaders.
Gets a little bit of wide receiver blocking help from number 12, Evan Bolenbacher. Breaks a couple tackles himself, and that's a heck of a gain to start off the drive.
All right, so far the Crusaders matching exactly what the Eagles did there on their side of the ball and looking to keep things up here. And there's the hike. Finding a wide open receiver, has some room, has a blocker, one blocker, but is ultimately swarmed by a whole flock of Eagles. And that was number 6, Bryce Mathis there.
Crusader Faithful is hoping that they get to see a lot of the Bryce to Bryce connection that set school records last week. And, you know, on the second play in the script, that's exactly what the Crusader coaching staff dialed up.
Third play of this drive here. Handoff, faked. In motion, has some room. There's space. And touchdown, Crusaders. Number 9, Tristan Brown.
Wow. The Crusaders answer with just a couple less plays, and Tristan Brown catches it right in stride, right up the seam. There was a single high safety there. Contrary to what we saw in the Heritage Christian touchdown, right up the middle of the 2 safeties, we caught him up the seam. Or number 9, Tristan Brown, catches him up the seam on a single high look. So both coaching staffs are not afraid to throw it deep.
That's true. We've seen that both. Here comes the PAT. And it's good. So all tied up here after both teams getting a drive, tied at 7-7. We will be right back after this break.
Hello and welcome to Game Day. My name is Keith Myers. I'm the Vice President of IndianaSRN. We're glad that you joined us today. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN, which means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Your business depends on quality, efficiency, and reliability. At Reynolds Farm Equipment, we help you stay ahead with John Deere commercial mowers built for performance. Whether you're maintaining parks, businesses, or neighborhood lawns, you need equipment that works as hard as you do. With expert service, flexible financing, and the best lineup of mowers in the industry, Reynolds keeps your operation running strong. Reynolds Farm Equipment, your local John Deere dealer since 1955.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on back to Bob Tully Field here. We just saw the Crusaders matching exactly what Heritage Christian did there with their both first drives of the game. And we're going to have a little bit of a shootout here tonight. And there's the kick. And did touch it, but is going to recover right there on the 30-yard line.
And we have another look at this touchdown. So from their own 45, we've got a 55-yard pass here from Tristan Brown. And really, look at the breakaway speed, getting away from the safeties there. Yeah, celebrate with their teammates in the end zone.
Definitely caught that and turned on the afterburners there. And now it's time for Eli Nix. And the Eagles trying to match what they did last drive. This is the second drive starting on the 30, and brought down quickly by Crusaders number 50, Owen
Weinzerl.
2-yard loss on the play brings up 2nd and 12 for the Eagles.
That's the second play we've seen from the Scecina interior linemen. If you can catch them before they get outside, it looks like we've had some success getting in the backfield.
So here's Eli Nix dropping back for a pass. Almost picked off there by Evan Bolenbacher.
4 wide, Nix looked to the right side, and Bolenbacher just dropped back and almost had that one. You could see a little bit, he was almost baiting Nix to go to this side, and he'd like to have that one back, but a great play nonetheless, and it brings up 3rd and long. So Crusaders are looking to get off the field and get their ball back.
Great defensive job here by the Crusaders, especially after matching what the Eagles did on their drive prior. Going to be some momentum swinging here if the Eagles can't score right here, and that's going to be an incomplete pass turning into 4th down, bringing out the punt team here.
You could see on that one they had trips to the short side of the field, and on top of that they motioned the back to the trip side as well. You could see pretty clearly that they were setting up an ISO go ball for number 13. Number 13, that was Aiden Lyon, their senior receiver. Lyon had a pretty good game last week, I believe. Let's see. Lyon had 3 catches for 37 yards, and with their primary receiving threat, Andrew Sloan, out today, Lyon's going to get a lot of the targets.
Dropping back to receive the punt, that's going to be number 9, Tristan Brown. And the punt was unsuccessful, ends up in the end zone.
Safety.
And that's going to be a safety.
Crusaders cash in for 2 points and the ball back. That's a really good momentum play. An unforced error on Heritage Christian side of things, but it can be a safety as uncommon as it is always going to be a great momentum play, especially coming off Tristan Brown's touchdown. So Scecina getting the ball back, pretty much you could assume they were going to get the ball back at where they would have received that punt from. So really they're going to get the ball back with just an extra couple of points.
That's true. So back-to-back scores there for Scecina, and things are looking very upwards for them. That safety brought to you by BD Insurance, a company which understands your industry and what's on the line for you. Call Lance at 812-522-5640. Both teams going to line back up here for the kickoff.
We're really not too far into this first quarter, and this is the fourth kickoff we've seen. Now I'm already losing track. The opening kickoff, 2 touchdown kickoffs, and now this fourth one here from the safety. This is certainly going to give Scecina some good field position, even if they get a short return. You can see how fast Heritage Christian gets down there to cover.
Yeah, I mean, getting the ball back after scoring is always going to be a great feel. And now Heritage Christian is going to need to get a stop here. But he is going. He's got some room down the sideline, and a kick return touchdown.
Connell found himself at midfield, bumped off a tackler, made sure that he fell to the ground, and then found some wide open green grass and let the speed do the rest of that play.
I don't know if I've ever seen that happen before in person. I mean, I've seen it on like video games and stuff, but what a play.
I guess so. I mean, a safety returned. I just talked about the momentum that could be to get a safety. They didn't want to waste any time capitalizing on that momentum.
Wow, and the PAT is good, so the Crusaders score again, and we'll be right back after this break.
IndianaSRN wants to put more kids on TV, and honestly, that's exactly what these kids deserve. They stream more than 350 high school and college games every year, giving Indiana athletes the spotlight they've earned. All games are free to watch with on-demand on their YouTube channel. The cost is amazingly affordable, which means more kids get their moment to shine. IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
And we're back here at Roncalli. That was Gavin Connell on the safety kickoff return. Connell had a great game last week. He had 11 carries, 84 yards. He's also, as you just saw there, the kickoff return specialist. He's also the punt return specialist. And, with these short, small rosters, these guys are going to be playing both ways. So, Gavin Connell's going to get his way as a safety on defense. And, they're going to trot everybody back out there, and we'll see if Heritage Christian has an answer after a really big punch thrown by Scecina in the first quarter.
I do think that's something that we're going to have to keep looking on later in the game. Fourth quarter, end of the third quarter. How gassed are these guys going to be? Are they going to? They're definitely not going to come out as hot as they are here in this first quarter. But fourth quarter, if you come out still having more juice than what the other team does, that could also be a decider there.
Yeah, I can speak to it. You're going to be tired in the fourth quarter, but are you less tired than the other team? Can you give that? Little extra?
Here's Nix, and is brought down for a loss of yards.
That was number 54, Isaiah Miles. There was a short flood pattern out here to the right, the near side of the field, snuffed out by the Scecina secondary. Nix had nowhere to go with it and swallowed up by Miles and a couple other of his teammates.
So Eagles getting ready to prepare for second down here. Going to probably try that run game again, as we know that they like to do here.
Yep. I would assume they go back to that quarterback run pretty soon as well.
Yep, going to that far side, seeing if they can get a few blockers there. Handoff, and is brought down for no gain again, and heading into the third down. And the Crusaders have come to play here in this first half.
Number 11, Isaac Lathrop, sheds a block and turns it back upfield where his teammate Brady Ray was coming from the backside in pursuit and really walloped the rest of that jet sweep. Another 3rd and 10 here in your own territory. See if they can get any momentum going. Their touchdown came on a 3rd and long. I'm sure they want to do the same here.
Yep,
getting up to the line quick.
Looking for a pass play here. Yep, there's the fake. Looking for something long, and
we'll have to wait to see there if this is going to come back. On which side? They've got a flag here. Holding on the offense. It'll be declined, so Heritage Christian in all likelihood will run out their punt team, and Scecina will get the ball back.
What are the odds we see a kick return and a punt return touchdown?
Well, we could really level it up and see. So we've already seen our kickoff safety return. So we could see a punt return, and then we could go just a regular kickoff return.
That's true.
We could see how many different types of touchdowns we could score tonight. I wouldn't mind seeing as many types of touchdowns. We've already got a couple deep balls as well, so we're checking a lot of boxes early in the first quarter.
That would definitely be fun. And Heritage Christian cannot catch a break here at all.
No. Scecina swallows up the punter for Heritage Christian. 1st and goal. Pretty critical mistake. The first thing the punter's always got to do is catch the ball. Maybe he was a little bit nervous. Long snapper a little bit nervous after that last run out there that led to the safety. But Scecina capitalizes on it, swallows him up pretty quickly, and now they're looking at just 5 yards for another touchdown.
That's exactly right. So we could get a run into the touchdown. That's a different type of touchdown that we could get here.
I don't know. What kind of run could we get? Maybe, I don't know, maybe they get stuffed on a run and we could get maybe a little, maybe get a lineman touchdown off a pass.
That would be fun.
Just trying to think as many creative ways to score the ball as possible here.
The handoff. Oh, fumble and picked up.
That was picked up by number 9, Jacob Ombaka. So, we talked about that in the keys to the game. They the Heritage Christian Eagles last week picked off Speedway 3 times, but they find another way to get a turnover here, where Scecina really could have broken the game open in the first quarter. Early in this game, they answer and number 14, Eric Montgomery, gives the ball up there, but he's going to shake it off because he's got to turn around and play a linebacker. So let's see if he uses that motivation, and Eagles are backed up deep in their own territory.
You've got to watch that safety again as Nix takes the run and falls short. Does get a 3-yard gain there, as now it's 2nd and 7 here for the Eagles.
Next, and the Eagles go back to the basics with that with the very first play that they started from scrimmage, that just little QB power to the left side, and they ran it to the left side, and that is running to the side of Nathan Turpin, Cooper Bradford, and let's see, that is Daniel Zamudio on the left side of that line for the Eagles.
Gets rushed there and is forced to take it himself, looking downfield, and finds that's number 13, Aiden Lyon.
He gets away. Nix gets away from number 12, Evan Bullenbacher, there in the backfield, and makes a guy miss, has some space. He thought about tucking it, you could see there on the replay, but then finds Lyon way downfield and decides to chuck it. Gets a chunk play out of their own territory. Now there's a little bit of breathing room, and they're going to hurry up to the line and see if they can do some up-tempo.
There's the tuck. And does still get a 2-yard gain off of that, so it's going to be 2nd and 8. And Nix decided just to take that one and got his helmet knocked off.
He's looking all right, but in high school he's going to have to, sit out for just a play.
So on their 2-man here, it says that Chase Wallen is the backup here. But with, like you said, with these small lineups here, he was sitting at the halfback. And so we're going to have to rotate a little bit in and out here, and there does come Wallen in.
We've seen he's comfortable with the ball. They've had a couple jet sweeps to him. He's comfortable with the ball in his hands. Gets up to the line.
And Wallen hands off, but there's a flag.
And with that, the linemen are used to their main guy's cadence. So as comfortable as Wallen might have been for that one play, the linemen weren't ready for it. Still early in the season for everybody. There's going to be some penalties and things like that are going to take you back. But it's how you're going to recover and how are you going to keep that drive moving forward.
So that 2-yard gain that Nix had is now turned into a 3-yard loss. Is now sitting at 2nd and 13 with Nix now back into the game, I believe. Nope, that is still Wallen back there. And Wallen is just going to take it himself, trying to gain some yards back, and he does.
Gets the Eagles into a 3rd manageable. On that play, Matt, I'm watching. It's number 4, Tyson Pauls. He's a senior tight end. They've been moving him around a little bit. The earlier couple of drives, we saw some trips and some 4 wides, but we had we had Pauls in motion there. So I think eventually they're going to want to move him, find him in the flat, or after a couple attempts to him, they might try to flare him out on a tight end seam, things like that.
Oh, we had a little bit of a jump there on the far side, and there's a flag. I'm going to a false start.
Second false start on this drive. We were staring right down the line here, Matt, and you could see that the Scecina lineman jumped. He jumped, but he didn't jump over the line.
Yep.
So, you could do that all you want, but then, the Heritage Christian line couldn't hold their water on that one. Back to a 3rd and long, and we'll see if they can keep this drive moving.
Yeah, as I saw the Crusader move, and I thought that it was going to call a offsides, but you're correct. He didn't go over at all, and I think the Crusader moving caused the player from Heritage Christian maybe to react and caused him to move, some sort of reaction there.
Looks like we've got a bit of a cover 3 look, Lions out here. there's that flat route to Powell's that we were talking about earlier. But he was tackled by Bryce Mathis, so we're going to have a decision here for the Heritage Christian Eagles.
4th and 4. I think they're going to go for it here as Wallen's coming back on. Didn't see many players change or any at all. So it does look like they're going to go for it here on 4th and 4. And with the run game that the Eagles have, I think I'd do the same thing.
Empty set. We've seen Wallen scramble on a couple of plays that he's been in quarterback already. We'll see what he does here.
Looking to throw, finds it short and gets the first. And that is
it was number 5, Elijah Pimentel. That's the first pass we've seen to Elijah Pimentel today. And there was a little bit of a cushion there, just a nice hitch route that Wallen saw. There's just, that's a get to the sticks play. It's a pretty simple third and manageable play. All, everybody gets to the line, turns around. Already we'll see what he does here. Easy read, first down.
Looking to throw, finds it short and gets Wallen. Drops way back and decides to tuck it. And still up, but gets dropped right back at the line of scrimmage.
Those late flags might end up being a face mask, but that, if it stands, is really a coverage sack. You could see Scecina secondary draped all over the receivers. And we do see a face mask there, so it negates that coverage sack and great rallying by the Scecina Crusaders defensive line. But that bodes well for Scecina secondary moving through the rest of the game and the rest of this drive.
So now I believe it's 1st and 5. And Wallen coming back from talking with the coach. And looking for another run play here. If I had to guess, I'd like to see something go on the close side here, come near, is my prediction. And drop backs to pass. Looks up the middle, and
some incidental contact there between both of the number 2s, Gavin Connell and Sam Sponseller. Connell going for the ball there. Everybody has an equal right to the ball if you're going for it, so good no call there by the referees.
Yeah, Sponseller was definitely he was looking for something more there. I saw him throw up his hands, and
Sponseller not as pleased with that play as Connell is for sure.
Yeah.
A little bit of a miscommunication here on the formation for the Eagles. First bunch formation we've seen. And I think they did not get set up right. It looked like both of their receivers were on the line, so we saw that flag on the far side go up. This one's going to come back, and it'll be back to 2nd and 10, it looks like.
Which is unfortunate there, as there was a 4-yard gain. Would have been 3rd and 1 easy. And now it looks like you're right, going to be probably like a 2nd and 10 here.
Yep, an illegal formation by the Eagles. Well, you can assume that Coach Brink was practicing that formation in the week, and the first time they ran it, he's not going to be pleased with how they lined up. They were a little bit scrambled, and again, Nix is their quarterback, so they're probably still working through some things with Wallen back at quarterback, but they're going to come back to that bunch later and get that formation executed, and we'll see what they run out of it.
Well, this has definitely been the longest possession that any team has had. And Wallen finds some space and gets the first down. And we got just under 1 minute and 15 seconds left here in the first.
Finds a lot of room on that left side of the sideline. He got a pump fake about halfway. He might have been over the line, and that's a little bit of a veteran move to pump fake once you're not going to throw it. He bought himself a little bit of extra space and made a crafty move and fell forward past the down markers, and now they're right on the edge of the end zone, red zone.
Nix is back in the game and gets stripped.
Loses the ball. Recovered by Tristan Brown of the Crusaders. So is that Nix's first play back in?
Yeah, I do believe so.
So he's all healthy, but that is a That is a long drive after a fumble, answered by a fumble. So we've got a couple turnovers, we've got a couple crazy touchdowns, and we haven't seen a normal drive yet.
That's correct. I mean, that was definitely the longest, most normal, if you will, just with how long it was, but definitely lots of crazy out of the norm things happening here at Bob Tully Field.
Bryce McDonald leads his offensive squad out there. Stares across the line at number 77. I believe we got 77 Justice Klingerman. Klingerman was in the mix there. He's the one of the mics for Heritage Christian. Last week he had 16 tackles. So they've got a lot of trust in him as the mic. He's a junior. And at the wheel, number 6, that is Matthew Reed. He had 17 tackles last week. So they put a lot on on the shoulders of their interior linebackers. You can see that they've got this 4-4 look. So these outside backers have a lot of pass responsibilities in addition to their run first reads. But these interior linebackers are going to have to make a lot of the tackles.
The handoff to Connell. And
gets it to 3rd and medium. McDonald's going to trot over and get the play call.
That's 3rd and 6, I believe is what we're sitting at. Third and
about 6.
3rd and 6.
McDonald gets the call from offensive coordinator Matt Weimer.
They're going to look for a little Bryce to Bryce action here on 3rd and 6.
3rd down, probably going to go to your most trusted receiver early in this season. 6 seconds left in the first quarter. We'll see what the last play winds up being.
Fake handoff, looks for it, and oh my gosh, there it is. He's got plenty of room. That's Tristan Brown finding the outside, but he does have a Heritage Christian Eagle on his tail, and touchdown Eagles, Tristan Brown to close out the first quarter.
From the own 21, 79-yard touchdown, and Tristan Brown is putting on a clinic of speed tonight. I believe it was number 21 Dejon Means, sophomore for the Eagles. He was looking to catch Brown, but Brown just had an edge on him.
What a way to end the first quarter there. And the PAT lined up. Going for two here. Handoff going to the left and near side. And it's going to be just short.
Nothing going there for Connell on that 2-point conversion. But we will get back to the game in just a second.
IndianaSRN wants to put more kids on TV. And honestly, that's exactly what these kids deserve. They stream more than 350 high school and college games every year, giving Indiana athletes the spotlight they've earned. All games are free to watch with On Demand on their YouTube channel. The cost is amazingly affordable, which means more kids get their moment to shine. IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Welcome on back, everybody, to Bob Tully Field here at Roncalli Stadium. The home team on the scoreboard, the Crusaders of Scecina, taking care of business here in their first quarter with 22 on the board over Heritage Christian Eagles. Have 7 visitors on the scoreboard here today, and what a first quarter we have. Oh my goodness.
Really an electrifying first quarter. We've seen plays made. Tristan Brown with 2 touchdowns, the last one obviously being that 79-yarder. and just pulling away. We've seen a safety kickoff return for a touchdown by Gavin Connell. And then on the Heritage side of things, we had that third down play earlier in the first quarter. That was their first drive, where he split that cover 2 safety look, made a move, and had a touchdown. So we've got everything in a first quarter that really you could see in a game. So I can't imagine what the next 3 quarters are going to look like here.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. Ready to see if the Crusaders can keep this up, or if the Eagles, make a little bit of a comeback here in this second quarter.
Yeah, the Eagles are just going to have to be patient. Patience is key,
That first quarter brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Boilermakers Local 374 represents highly skilled, highly motivated workers in the field, construction, and metal fabrication across Indiana. Whether it's a new build, upgrade, or facility maintenance, you can count on Local 374 to get the job done right the first time.
We'll take a look back at that touchdown from Tristan Brown in the first quarter. So from their own 21, a little bit of a play fake. Bryce McDonald knew exactly where he was going with that ball as soon as it was snapped. And I think we had a little bit of a hitch on the outside for Mathis, so we were kind of predicting that we were going to go over to Mathis, and maybe the corners were thinking that as well. And meanwhile, they took their eyes off of Tristan Brown, who housed it
all the way to the house there, and to run the clock out too. The pressure, put a little bit more pressure on because you don't have a whole lot more clock left to roll with the first quarter. But nice job there by Brown. Handoff brought down quickly. That was number 5, Brenton Spalding.
Eric Montgomery meeting him in a hole with a hit. And Scecina's lucky that the Eagles had a run play called that play, because there was a lot of miscommunication going on in the secondary. We'll see if we get that cleaned up for Scecina.
So Nix is coming back out, as we saw the last time that he was on the field, end up fumbling the ball, and ultimately that's how Scecina got the possession, turned into that touchdown. Nix looking to get some redemption here while they're sitting on the 45-yard line here, just getting ready to cross over. Long ball thrown behind him, but still caught. That was number 13, Aiden Lyon.
That's Lyon's second big catch down the field here, and really Nix took advantage of a miscommunication. Lyon was all by himself in the back of that secondary, so if he had just a little bit more arm, that's probably a touchdown for the Eagles, but a chunk play nonetheless. We'll see if Scecina responds and gets a little bit better communication on the secondary, or if Heritage can answer with a touchdown.
That's exactly what I was thinking about. He'd thrown a little bit behind him, had a little bit more power on it. Exactly would have been a touchdown. There's a run, and a successful run at that by number 5, Elijah Pimentel.
There was a great gap on the right side of that Heritage Christian line, right between Turpin and Cormac Lemons. So a good job blocking there. Pimentel finds a hole. He did not waste any time hitting that hole, and wove down into the about the 7-yard line.
And we'll be right back after this timeout.
Did you know, according to the National Federation of High Schools, 80% of new officials quit the game after just 2 seasons because of abusive behavior from the stands and sidelines?
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Bertner Electric Incorporated provides professional commercial electrical contractor services to Indianapolis and surrounding communities. Locally owned and operated for over 30 years, our knowledge and experience make us the perfect choice for all your commercial electrical contractor needs. Contact us today.
Welcome on back to Bob Tolley Field. Heritage Christian in the red zone for, I believe, just the second time tonight, and looking to capitalize off of a nice run there by Pimentel to get them into the red zone.
Coach Harris saw something he didn't like. It looked to be Trips to the left side here with a man look from the secondary of Scecina. But we're going to get back to that after this.
At Riskwork, we're Team Indiana through and through, from coaching youth basketball to protecting critical infrastructure. Like our partners at IndianaSRN, we invest in people first. That same grit and leadership on the court drives our work in cybersecurity. We help businesses stay secure, resilient, and ready with no guesswork. If you can trust us to protect the grid, you can surely trust us to protect your Indiana business.
It's game day, a time to focus on the excitement and not to worry about your insurance coverage. With Indiana Farmers Insurance by your side, you can step onto the field or into the bleachers with true peace of mind, knowing your coverage is handled by local agents who care about your business, your auto, your home, and your farm as much as you do. Local insurance, local agents, here for you. Now that's what we call teamwork.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, from that timeout. That timeout was brought to you by Piper Logistics. For more than 2 decades, the seasoned professional at Piper Logistics have been trusted partners for inventory management, warehousing, fulfillment, and transportation. Ride with us. Call today at 317-396-1023.
On that first play, that first and goal, we saw Eli Nix go back to the well. He looked for a fade route to Aiden Lyon. A little bit overthrown. Lyon wasn't able to get to it. So after that wide formation, we see a little bit more compact here and see if we can probably anticipate a run.
All right, the handoff comes to the near side. Looks like he's got some space. And touchdown Eagles. That's number 5, Elijah Pimentel, getting his first touchdown of the night.
There was a little bit of early penetration there from the Crusaders, but Pimentel makes somebody miss, and then not a whole lot of edge contained from the Crusaders on that one, and finds the end zone relatively easily, just trots on in there.
Much needed touchdown there for the Eagles if they want to stay into this game. Don't try to, don't bite off more than you can chew. That slowly but surely getting the points down, coming back slowly but surely is what's going to win this. What's going to win this game and get you back into it.
Yeah, it was that big chunk play too to get him down there.
And it's good. We'll be right back for the kickoff.
This is LifeWise Academy. It's a program that teaches Bible-based character education to public school students during school hours. Not before school and not after, but during school hours.
So here's how this works. The students will leave this school building, hop on this bus, take a short ride across the street to the church. I can see the steeple from here, have Bible class, hop back on the bus, head back to school. It's that simple.
Go to lifewise.org to find your school.
During Army basic training, I found out I had 7 herniated discs. Prescription pain medication led me to a heroin addiction. I entered Wheeler's program and learned life on God's terms.
After meeting Greg, I was so impressed, I hired him. When you change that one life, it makes it all worthwhile.
Now, I have a family, house, and a job that I love. At Wheeler, you can have something everlasting.
Welcome on back to Bob Tully Field here in Roncalli Stadium. Getting ready for the kickoff, and it's brought to you by Dynamark Graphics Group. Choose Dynamark, your local one-stop shop for print, sign, promo products, apparel, and mailing services. Serving Indianapolis for over 50 years, Dynamark builds strong relationships through exceptional service. Call us today at 317-328-2555.
Side judge having a conversation with Isaac Pimentel on the kickoff. Looks like we weren't completely ready for play. Don't see any flags on the field, so it looks like this is just going to be a re-kick. 10 minutes and 14 seconds left here in this second quarter. And no shortage of action.
Yeah, really been an exciting first half of football here. And what we're heading into could be a very pivotal moment here for the Eagles. Just scoring. And it is a fair ball. Does not go in for the touchback. And Connell brought down right there at the 15-yard line.
A little bit of miscommunication there from Connell and his teammate back there. It dribbled all the way back, and you could see Connell going through his progression back there. He's going to, there was a miscommunication. Let's let this one roll into the end zone, go with a touchback. But had some sort of spin on it, made something out of nothing. So not the worst field position you could ask for with that kind of bounce.
Yeah, sitting on the 15-yard line when starting at like the 1 or right at the end zone, getting 15, 14 yards out of that.
There's a big difference there.
Gives you a little bit of breathing room, not worrying about that safety.
Mathis looks to be one-on-one to the near side where Tristan Brown motions over.
Dropping back the pass and broken away by number 6, Matthew Reed, the senior.
It was a one-on-one route. He looked for a little simple in route, but Mathis lost his footing there.
Wider view for you because Daniel's got the close-up, got the hero shot. So keep yours a little bit wide.
So going into second down, still 2nd and 10 here on the 15.
Although there's no doubt that the Scecina offensive staff will take note of that one-on-one look and go back to it later in the game.
That's a matchup you want if you're Scecina.
We've got Chase Wallen playing all the way back to midway up to 30-yard line.
Connell's got some room here, got a blocker. And Connell runs out of bounds right at the 40, 41-ish. And a nice run there.
20-plus yard run. The 20-plus yard pass play is considered an explosive play, but in a 12-yard run is considered an explosive play. But, Gavitt said, I'll just do it with my feet instead. He picks up 20-plus himself and, gets the Crusaders out of that 15-yard field position. And now they're rolling here on this drive.
Sitting at the 42-yard line. Player in motion. There it is. Handoff to Connell again, and that one back down his throat.
Matthew Reed answered in the hole there. A great tackle. Right for no gain, and then brings up second down. So we saw earlier in the game the Eagles were in a 4-4 look, and they're still in a version of that, but we're seeing the safety Chase Wallen playing really far back, and the corners and the DBs are lined up more square, and it looks to be more of a man look. You can tell by them coming in motion, so we'll just keep a lookout for that defensive adjustment.
Drop back thrown. Great catch there by Bryce Mathis. And for a first down, gets all the way over to the opposite 45, right at it.
Picks up the first down, and we said we saw that man-on-man look just a couple plays ago with that in/hitch route. Right back to it goes McDonald, and you can see that Mathis, once he catches the ball, his eyes get real wide. All right, any spot on the field is potentially his to get after. He wants to make something happen after he catches the ball, and picked up a few yards after the catch there.
All right, so McDonald hands off, but doesn't get too far with it, is number 14, Eric Montgomery.
A great play by Nathan Turpin to disrupt that play in the backfield and really disrupt the first part of that play. I mean, there was a great recovery to make something happen, but not much going there for the Crusaders on that play. All started by Nathan Turpin.
All right, loss of 2 yards there. We're at 2nd and 12 on the 47. McDonald looking to get back in the positive side of yardage here. And dropping back for a pass. And looking for Mathis, but broken away. That's by number 9, Jacob Ombaka. And he was upset that he did not pick that one off there.
You could see McDonald looking to Mathis after that play with a little bit of a gesture. I think he was thinking he was going to come in just a little bit farther. So not necessarily McDonald putting the ball into harm's way via a bad throw, is more just a miscommunication. We'll see if they can clear that up for the rest of the game. Hey, it's still early in the season, all right? I know they've had all summer to practice with each other, but these are the real game reps that matter, and there's a little bit more pressure on the line, obviously.
3rd and 12 here for the Crusaders. McDonald, and that's going to be poked away and into the hands. I think they're going to call that an interception.
I think you're right.
And that we love to see linemen getting in there, big guys. That's number 53, Cormac Lemons, the senior, out there, and an interception for the Eagles, just what they needed to put themselves back into this game even more.
You could see McDonald, he was looking left, he goes back right, he was going to chuck it deep to Mathis, and then what looked to be potentially an incomplete pass fell right into the lap of Lemons, and the big guys, the big linemen are going to celebrate all the time when they get the chance to get their hands on the ball, but Lemons not too much time to celebrate. He's got to turn around and play offensive line as well.
That's true. So now here's Nix back with the ball, looking, and blindside hits. Did not even see him at all. And 58, Nathaniel Green with the sack there for a large loss.
First time we've called Nathaniel Green's name tonight, but we're calling his name in a big way. What a way to put your first stamp on the game. Comes in there untouched. I'm sure he wanted to get a little bit of a strip sack as well, but he's going to celebrate no matter what.
Yeah, 8 yards for the loss there. So now we're looking at 2nd and 18 for the Eagles. And let's see what Nix has to offer. There's the throw. Finds Wallen, and Wallen gets poked out of bounds right there at the 41.
Forced out of bounds by Tristan Brown.
And they're going to call it the 40. And that's still going to be just short, sitting at 3rd and inches.
Call it about a half yard, maybe. Pretty good tight roping over there on the sidelines by Chase Wallen. Making something happen after the catch and getting all those yards back and making sure that the Eagles have a favorable chance at a first down here.
Looking for a run here. They got it right there, less than a yard. That's what they like to do, and there it is. Nix gets it and more, and that's going to get dropped right at the 35. First down for the Eagles.
We see it so often in sports, in football, the motion out of the backfield, short yard to go, and then a QB draw. There was a couple Crusaders in the backfield there, but unable to bring them down. Nick sheds a couple of tacklers and gets that necessary yardage, keeps the drive moving.
Well, when you got a QB who's very confident with the football, but 2, he's pretty tall comparatively.
Pimentel gets loose in the secondary. We'll see if that one comes back. There's some yellow around the Heritage Christian lineman, and that one is going to come back. Erases a heck of a move and run by Pimentel there, but and erases a little bit of momentum at this drive. You just picked up a first down. You've made a couple good plays in the pass game as well. Penalties-wise, we haven't seen too much from the Crusaders, but we've seen a little bit more penalties from the Eagles. We've got a couple of holds. We've got a couple of false starts. You could chalk a couple of those false starts up to the fact that their primary quarterback wasn't in, but penalties nonetheless, and those are drive killers. The false starts, those 5-yarders, those will hurt you, but a holding call can really kill you.
Yeah, especially on a play like that when you are easily in the first down, put you in a great zone. And Nix stays alive, gets rid of the ball, and decides to throw it away. Pretty good decision. That stiff arm that Nix had right there.
There was Eric Montgomery. He was flying out to the flat looking for some pass coverage and decided to fire and try to contain Nix there and put the pressure on him. Wasn't able to bring him down, but forces a throwaway and gets it second and long still. So a lot of field to work with here for the Eagles. We'll probably see another one of those wide sets. We haven't seen them go away from the wide set besides on the goal line, so you can tell that this is where the Eagles are most comfortable in. A little bit of a stack here. That's the first time we've seen that from the receivers.
And Pimentel trying to find just a little bit of ground there. Made a good move to break into the outside, but there just happened to be 2 more Crusaders there waiting for him.
Yep, Connell was hanging on to the ankle, just waiting for his teammates, waiting for his buddies to come and clean up the rest of that tackle. You could see, so that's the first time we've seen that double wide stack look. A little bit of a, not nearly the Josh Heupel Tennessee wide stack look, but for a run play there, it gives Pimentel just that much more space to work with in between the tackle and the receiver.
Here we are, pivotal down here, and Nix breaks out of the pocket, going to the far side, sends one down the field, and is pushed out of bounds. No good.
That's an incredible defensive play from Tristan Brown. We've seen him make the plays on offense, but he was trailing. The receiver was open in a sense. He was trailing, but he did not give up on the play. The receiver leaves his feet. He makes sure that his feet, even if he catches it, did not land in bounds, and that brings up 4th.
That's a good high Q play right there. So, I'm going to bring out the punt team here.
So we think.
I was going to say, so I think.
Nearing 5 minutes to go here in the half.
This quarter definitely moving a lot faster than what the last one did. And not. Nix is going for it. Thrown. Caught. Not caught. And turnover on downs. Sitting at the 39-yard line.
Chase Wallen was the intended receiver. Wallen is all over the place tonight. Unable to make that grab. He was trying to put the brakes on, but the ball was just a little bit behind him. There was a quick snap there from Nix trying to make sure that the Scecina D-line didn't get set. But either way, Scecina gets the ball back.
So this change of possession brought to you by Risk Work. We make people feel safe. We protect your business. You live safe. We've got it covered. Call Risk Work today at 317-379-6755.
So although we feel like Scecina's got a lot of the momentum here, it's still only a one-possession game. As one-sided as that first quarter felt because of the one quick play and one quick strike from Heritage, this ball game is still just one possession.
And a big possession, or big down there for the Eagles as Connell gets swarmed in the backfield for a loss of, that's at least 4 yards there. And so big play there for the Eagles as we go into 2nd and long with under 5 minutes now left in this first half of football.
Sun's going down on the south side of Indianapolis. A pretty gorgeous night earlier in the football season. Week 2, we've got a heck of a Week 1 college football slate tomorrow.
That's true. I'm a University of Florida fan, so I'm feeling good.
I've got a couple of friends that are big Florida fans. We're actually going down to see LSU, Florida at Death Valley, but we've got a flag on this play. See what the white hat has for us here. Looks like an ineligible man downfield.
Yep, ineligible. They're gonna decline it, which is the smart move there.
Eagles are fine with a 3rd and long no matter which way they take it, so they're gonna leave the down, let it go to 3rd. We'll see if Bryce McDonald can make something happen, and in all likelihood a passing situation here, unless we see some sort of draw or screen. We haven't seen any screens from really either side. Not too many short passes from either side, I don't think. Everything's been pretty far, at least 5 yards down the field.
Yeah, either that long ball or the run plays, and here it is, long ball, looking for Mathis, caught, and he's got room, and he's taking that all the way to the house. Touchdown, Crusaders.
Jump ball for Mathis. That is the Bryce connection we saw last week, and that is the Bryce connection we've seen here today. And let's take another look at it. We'll take another look after the kickoff, but it was that that third and long. Bryce knew he's going to go to his guy. It's going to be a jump ball. That was anybody's ball. Maybe last week those went to one of the 3 interceptions against Speedway for Heritage Christian, but not on that play in particular. And we see Scecina is going for 2 here.
I'll be going for 2. Okay.
And they're going to get ready to go for 2 here. And the pass. And that is going to be successful. And Tristan Brown gets the 2-point conversion. And it's 30-14. We'll be right back for the kickoff right after this.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Countdown 3, 2, 1.
Welcome on back to Bob Tully Field here. We're going to take a quick replay at both the touchdown and then the extra for after the kickoff. We're going to take a quick look at the after for the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. Nice job by the Crusaders there to just tack on another touchdown there before halftime, and we got 4:05 left here in this first half.
Still a lot of time here in the first half. Scecina just answered, or really had another punch there because they were already up by 1 possession, but just gives themselves a little bit more breather room going into the half, but this half is still far from over.
And there's the kick. Got some space, got a blocker, and is going to get brought down right at the 48.
That's number 2, Sponseller. But back to this replay, you can see Bryce McDonald, quick look left, but he knew where he was going all along. Floats it, just gives Mathis the opportunity. That's all that Mathis wanted on that play, and takes it and trots in for the touchdown. And then that is just followed up by a nice and easy quick play fake on the 2-point conversion we'll see here in a second. Bryce McDonald sends Tristan in motion from the other side of the line, and on those goal line situations, you can see that so often. The just the chess match of motions that you can see between, especially if it's man-to-man defense. If you can really time up and practice that motion with the snap and find them in a flat, especially just for a little 2-point conversion. That's going to be really effective, and we'll see if it gets close enough for them to go for 2 again. You can also play with that back and forth motion if they come back out with that man defense, and that back and forth, and we could see Brown, for example, go halfway across, get that snap back going the other way, and then there's just so many options that you have on those 2-point conversions. That's where the coaching staff can get a little bit creative. Those are where the fun plays come in.
Yeah, always got to keep the opposing team, in this case Heritage Christian, on their toes. Got to keep them guessing and being able to not read what you're going to do next. But both of those brought to you by LIUNA, where the Build American Union, 500,000 strong, fighting for better wages and benefits, safer job sites, and greater opportunities. We are LIUNA.
Both the left side of the line pulling on that play. That is number 62. Number 62. Well, is 62 maybe not on our roster? No, 62 for Heritage. So we got a face mask on that play. But the left side of the line pulled to no avail, but they were bailed out by a face mask from Scecina.
Yep, and everything's moving.
Well, the Eagles are going to take a first down either way they can get it. No big deal to them. They're going to get on the just approaching the high red zone.
Yep, sitting at the 34-yard line here. And Nix hands it off, but is going to be thrown and not quite brought in. Thrown by Wallen.
That was over to Lyon, but then really great defense by Bryce Mathis. He may have lost a step there to Lyon, but made no doubt about it that he was going to recover. Stayed away from contact, but got the hand in the middle of where Lyon would have caught that ball just at the last second, broke it up. And, Heritage Christian going for a little bit. We've seen that motion so many times that you can assume that Heritage was hoping that Scecina would fall asleep to that one, and they might have for a second, but Mathis makes another play.
And Pimentel brought down with I think there's going to be a loss of 1. And about 3 or 4 Crusaders were there to meet him up the middle. And they're going to call it a no gain, but no loss either. And we're sitting at 3rd and 10 here.
Matt, I'm a little surprised that we saw on the very first play of the game that left side QB power.
Yeah.
And we've seen Nix run it a couple times again, but we haven't. It's been effective, and they've strayed away from it. They've thrown the ball a lot.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if something's not broken, why stray from it? So definitely.
Especially the success that they had last week doing it.
Exactly. I mean, when you have all of that success. But we'll get back to talking about that after this break.
A great lawn starts with the right equipment. At Reynolds Farm Equipment, we're here to help you make mowing easier and more enjoyable. From zero turns to lawn tractors, John Deere mowers give you the power, precision, and comfort to get the job done right. Plus, with expert service and support from Reynolds, you can spend less time worrying about your mower and more time enjoying the results. Reynolds Farm Equipment, your local John Deere dealer since 1955.
Looking to elevate your brand? Choose Dynamark, your local one-stop shop for all your print, signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services. Serving Indianapolis for over 50 years. Dynamark, where strong relationships are built through exceptional service.
Welcome on back, ladies and gentlemen. Heritage Christian and the Eagles here are going to resume play, and Nix finds Wallen, and Wallen's going to be brought down right there at the 11-yard line. And before the break, we were just talking about how we want to see Nix and the Eagles go and run more as they did. They went to the high side or the far side, and it was very successful. Getting 6-7 yards on average there, and they've kind of strayed away to it and gone more towards the passing.
Yeah, and you can't. I don't think they're going to, but you can't give up on the run this early in the game. We'll see them continue to do it. Pimentel's been pretty effective, but you're not going to get these points all back in one play. Patience is key.
And with some space, and finds the end zone. That's number 5, Elijah Pimentel. And I love how the Eagles have been using Pimentel more in the second quarter, and it's been very successful for them. Didn't really call his name, maybe not even at all in that first quarter. And a lot more time here in the second quarter, and it's been very effective for the Eagles.
Pimentel, we've seen 2 versions of his runs. He's been stopped in the backfield a couple times, but when he's had space, he's very explosive. Once he gets to that second level, you saw his speed right there. And we'll see if they go back to the Pimentel well here on this 2-point conversion.
The Eagles drop back to pass and find it, and the 2-point conversion is good. Finding number 8, Chase Wallen, And we will look back at that again after this break.
Poached egg on avocado toast.
Ew.
Your flash fried porgy over chips.
Ew.
Your fresh main lobster with microgreens.
When the only thing your 8-year-old will eat is waffles.
She's fine. She's fine.
Your waffles, milady.
It matters where you stay.
Yum.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the stay.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake.
This is a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got carry-out?
Everything that you need, we have here at the shop. Very unique. You order today, carry out tonight. That's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Well, that may take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
I'll be back tomorrow to pick it up.
We'll be waiting for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We got under 2 minutes left in this Scecina Heritage Christian game in the first half. And here's the kickoff from the Eagles after just scoring a touchdown. And the Crusaders, that's Connell. He's got some room and brought down at the 42.
With a flag on the field. No miscommunication there on the kickoff receive for Scecina, but we'll see if the yardage will stand. And the Crusaders are going to drop back at least 10 yards from where we're unsure where the spot of where that foul occurred.
Looks like they're going to be at the 31 is where the chains are right now.
Still favorable field position. We'll see how effective offensive coordinator Matt Weimer's 2-minute offense is going to be. We'll see what he's got dialed up. These are the plays that Bryce McDonald is going to be most comfortable with. He's going to have he's also got a lot of time. There's 1:50. Still got a timeout.
We have another flag. False start. And that's going to be a false start.
But they're going to have to do it starting 5 yards behind.
That'll make it 1st and 15 for the Crusaders.
1st and 15.
26-yard line.
We got 1 minute, 47 seconds left.
I can guarantee one thing on this drive. There's going to be a ball going to Bryce Mathis.
Yep.
At some point. So many of the 2-minute tactics start off with a positive play and a chunk play, all right?
Yep, looking for Mathis or Brown. Those are my betting guesses. Looks for Connell, and Connell not quite catching it, and that's going to be broken away by number 54, Cal Wallen.
Wheel route, they were waiting to dial that one up, and Connell had a step, perfectly layered ball from McDonald, but that's also great coverage from the Eagles as well. So just an all-around play. Connell unable to come up with it at the end. But, have to get back to that positive play. We got to get the drive started here for the Crusaders.
Yep, sitting at 2nd and 15. That would have been a great way to make up for those loss of 5 yards there on the false start. And we're going to see what McDonald can do again here on 2nd down. 1 minute, 40 seconds left. Drops back. Looking a little shorter. Connell again, and is caught for a gain of 4.
Incomplete, they say.
Oh, wow.
That was one close to the ground. One thing we haven't talked about tonight, an extremely veteran Scecina offensive line, led by Brady Ray. And the rest of the group up there, I think they're all seniors. Yes, 5 seniors across the board. And Bryce McDonald has had really all the time in the world. We haven't seen a lot of pressure from him. He's had time, and he's made plays happen. Connell unable to come up with a couple grabs, but tough grabs to make nonetheless. And now it's 3rd down, so wouldn't be surprised to see a run and make sure that Heritage Christian doesn't have too much time on the other side. Or let's make something happen.
Yep, there's the run there. And immediate contact and brought down by Matthew Reed of the Eagles. And we're headed to 4th down.
Timeout for the Eagles.
And the Eagles are going to take a timeout. We got 1 minute, 24 seconds left. If you're the Eagles, I'm assuming they're going to be punting here, that the Crusaders are going to punt here.
Crusaders are going to punt. Good, a simple clock management move, but a good move nonetheless for immediate timeout there from Caleb Brink on the Eagles side of things. And, they've got really nothing left to lose for this second quarter, so you can probably assume there's going to be a sellout to block this punt, especially being you can, get some really favorable field position and potentially, a block or a, hope for them that the Scecina punter would mishandle it like we saw earlier in the game for the Heritage Christian punter. But we'll see how much pressure Heritage Christian does, or if they're going to try to set up a return. Looks like they're going to set up a return because Pimentel and Chase Wallen, their two most featured ball handlers that we've seen in this game, are both back there together.
That's true. So if you can get one more score before the half, if you're the Eagles here, that could be a large momentum going into the second half. And Wallen's going to be brought down there at the 44-yard line there.
Good quick tackle by Gavin Connell, flying down there and making sure that Pimentel doesn't get too far. But pretty favorable position for the Eagles to start in at their own 45. This is still under the 2-minute drill, but a lot less time to work with, less than the Crusaders just had. Still a timeout, but you're going to have to go with a little bit of no huddle at some point in this drive. You're going to have to take advantage, if you can, get that play called quick. If you get a first down, take advantage of the chains resetting and get those couple seconds spared.
Yeah, definitely going to be looking for something to the outside here, trying to get the play clock stopped and picked off.
Acrobatic interception by Tristan Brown, and you can tell, I think that is the wind knocked out of him. He had the we'll take another look at it right here. So Eli Nix, they had a wheel route going to the outside, but Nix goes up the middle of the field, underthrows Chase Wallen, and flying through the air, Tristan Brown he couldn't have had a better first half.
No.
Outside of the fact that he probably wanted to have not the wind knocked out of him with that receiver landing on him, but he'll take that nonetheless. And, well, here we are. We've seen plays happen with less time in this game, so they got the one high look, and they're shaded over to he comes back to the middle of the field.
Handoff, comes to the near side, is going to get on the hard hit, and he's going to get pushed out of bounds.
Eric Montgomery, I think he was on a tightrope up the tick marks there, and I thought he was out of bounds at least another 15 yards before we saw him get shoved out.
I agree.
Now that's a chunk play. It didn't come through the air, but Montgomery made something happen.
That's true. Being able, I didn't think they were going to run it, first off, with, you're under 2 minutes left. Running it is kind of a little bit of, you're up, so you can run the clock a little bit. But, in my playbook, I'm trying to at least get one more score. If you can get one more score, it's great. But there's another run play and brought down behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3.
We can see Coach Harris and Coach Weimer having a conversation over there. Seems to be that they're comfortable with taking this lead into the half, go into halftime and regroup a little bit. Still got a timeout, but it appears as if they're not too eager to use it.
And, yep, this clock is going to be running a little bit. There's about 12 seconds separating the clocks here, and the Crusaders are going to take their time here.
Just one more play before this half ends, or two more, I should say.
There's the handoff. Goes to the far side. And is going to gain 3.
And that'll do it.
And that's going to be the end of the first half. Very, very score-heavy first half.
Yeah, we've got 52 points. We're looking at a final score as the second quarter drops to zeros. So, I mean, let's go over just a couple stats here. We saw a quick strike from the Heritage Christian offense to open up the game, and we were talking about before the game, what's this script going to look like? They answered with a touchdown, but we will talk a little bit more about that when we come back. We will. So. And then, so after Heritage Christian had that opening touchdown, we saw Scecina go up. What was it? About 22-7. So unanswered, 15 points there from the Crusaders. And then from there it got a little bit. That was about the end of the first quarter, and then we saw a little bit more normal second quarter, but there was still just an immense amount of scoring.
Yeah, that's true. You got to include that 9-point swing where you have the safety, you get your 2, and then you have a turnaround and you go ahead and do a kick return off the safety touchdown. So there's 8, and then did they go for the 2-point on that one and miss it, or did they get the PA?
Yeah, they tried. They tried in that, so that got them. They missed that 2-point conversion, but then they ended up getting that one back later to Tristan Brown. And early contender for player of the game, it has to be Tristan Brown.
Oh, yeah.
And initially, we may have thought Gavin Connell just based off that kick return touchdown coming off the safety, but Tristan Brown has a long touchdown, and then he also has that 79-yard touchdown. It was that third down, and really just let his speed come through. And then right at the end there, to stifle the halftime closing drive for Heritage Christian, he flies through the air and grabs that interception.
Yeah, very acrobatic interception there, just showing what a great two-way player that he is. And Tristan Brown, what an athlete. And so we'll talk a little bit more here after this break.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with a blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there, it's just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
Vertner Electric Incorporated provides professional commercial electrical contractor services to Indianapolis and surrounding communities. Locally owned and operated for over 30 years, our knowledge and experience make us the perfect choice for all your commercial electrical contractor needs. Contact us today.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Welcome back to Bob Tully Field here at Roncalli Stadium. We're at halftime. What do you think that Heritage Christian did right? What do you think they did wrong? What do you think they should change? What are we thinking?
I think they should get back to a little bit of what they were going for early in their script. I know I've mentioned it a couple times already, but Eli Nix's performance last week running the ball was extremely impressive. 3 touchdowns on the ground, 20 carries. We have not seen him I mean, if we were going to compare to what he would be at the pace of, we haven't seen him carry the ball 10 times tonight. And I think that Heritage Christian knows that. But Pimentel, on the other side of things, has been extremely effective. Unfortunately, a couple of his greatest plays tonight have been nullified by a couple of penalties. But I think Pimentel is going to continue to be effective. Chase Wallen, in the absence of their wide receiver Andrew Sloan, has really picked things up. They know that they're going to send him in motion. We saw a pass attempt from him to Aiden Lyon, so Aiden Lyon's going to be in the mix as well. One thing that I did want to bring back up, I think it kind of got glossed over in all the midst of the scoring, but how about the defensive tackle interception from Cormac Lemons? That is going to be on his highlight reel for the rest of his life. He's going to go back to school. He's going to go back on. I know right now he can't wait to watch it on film tomorrow morning. And he's going to go back through this week. He's going to be talking about it with his friends. That's a core memory for a lineman, no matter what.
Oh yeah, I mean I played a little bit of football when I was in junior high and a little bit into high school, and I mean that was the dream. Anytime that you could touch the football, anytime that you can do something pivotal like that for your team, you're going to tell all your friends about it. You're going to tell the whole world. You're going to post all over on social media. That's the best feeling.
And we had a great replay after that. We saw him flexing and screaming. The only thing that could have made it better if he had a little bit of a run, maybe towards the end zone for that one. But after this break, we'll catch up with Wheeler Mission.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with a blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there it's just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
In today's rapidly evolving energy landscape, compliance is more than just a checklist. It's the foundation of operational reliability, safety, and trust. And here in Indianapolis, we're honored to be at the heart of that mission. We collaborate with asset owners, operators, helping them stay ahead of NERC standards and grid demands. Our electrical engineering and compliance experts provide hands-on support tailored to your fleet. As expectations rise and regulations evolve, you deserve a partner who brings more than just expertise. You need commitment, clarity, and confidence.
It's game day, a time to focus on the excitement and not to worry about your insurance coverage. With Indiana Farmers Insurance by your side, you can step onto the field or into the bleachers with true peace of mind, knowing your coverage is handled by local agents who care about your business, your auto, your home, and your farm as much as you do. Local insurance, local agents, here for you. Now that's what we call teamwork.
Back on the IndianaSRN halftime show here at Roncalli, where the Scecina Memorial Crusaders are taking on the Heritage Christian Eagles, leading by a score of 30-22. I am Jack Wright, joined by Wheeler Mission's Denny Tolles. Denny, a pleasure to have you with us here on this halftime show.
Well, I appreciate being here. It's always fun to be able to be with you guys at these great football games and these great venues and a beautiful weather that it is tonight.
Yeah, we were just talking about the beautiful weather. It's week 2, and we've only got some more beautiful Friday night lights ahead of us. Let's talk about Wheeler Mission. So this is your 4th year as a sponsor of IndianaSRN. It's a privilege to have you on board with us, and it's a privilege for us to partner with an organization that does such great work in our community. Tell us about a couple of the events that we have coming up in the community and where people can get involved.
Well, you know, we go for 3 of our four biggest fundraising events come within about a 3-month period: August, September, and November. And so we're kind of right in the middle of that type of thing. And with us not receiving any type of government funds, we have to have these fundraisers because all of our money comes from individuals and these fundraising events and companies and things like that. So we have to have these things to really not only to be able to make money that goes 100% of that goes right back to our ministry and to our guests. But it also brings awareness to what Wheeler Mission has done. Yes, they've been around 132 years, but a lot of people don't realize the depth of the things that we do. As such, we have these events. We're coming up on Saturday, September 20th. We have a CrossFit tournament that brings in about 40 teams from Central Indiana, although there are some teams even from the northern southern part of the state. We have that at Park Tudor High School, and it is just an incredible event. If you know anything about the CrossFit athlete, they are as intense as can be, and they take it very seriously, and they are always looking for very well-run tournaments, and we have gotten feedback in the 12 years that we've done that. This will be our 12th year of doing the CrossFit tournament. Great feedback that this is one of the best CrossFit tournaments that we have. So, and the unique part about that is that in the fact that it's a fundraising event, it's certainly we have sponsors that come on board and give us money to do what sponsors do. But you know, the CrossFit athlete has this set of exercises and competitions that they do, but one of those is also their fundraising of their particular gym, and so they get points for how well their gym fundraised as well. And we do it as teams, and we also do it as individuals. So we've the last few years we've had an incredible increase in that particular participation, and that's kind of why we do it. Awareness, and also the fact that, look, we just need some money to run the things that we do, because there's 1,700 people a night in Indianapolis that are homeless, and about half of those come to a Wheeler Mission facility, and it takes a lot of effort and a lot of time and a lot of money to be able to provide clothing and food and showers and medical attention, counseling, case management, all those different things to all those people that are in need in our very own community.
Yeah, that CrossFit event is going to be a great exposure for the mission, as well as the 23rd Drumstick Dash on Thanksgiving Day, and that's where people are going to learn about the ongoing projects of transitional housing, winter contingency, and really providing those basic needs that you were talking about just there.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, where Wheeler Mission being around as long as it is, and the oldest and the largest in Indiana, we've always been known for decades as kind of the front door of homelessness. Every time somebody thinks of somebody that is homeless, they think of Wheeler Mission, and we are that front door. And that front door means, look, the needs of these people that are experiencing homelessness are food and clothing and shelter and those type of things, those basic needs. So there's no sense in us trying to do case management and trying to help them get their life together if they come in and they're hungry and they're cold and they're not feeling well. So we have to meet those basic needs. So that is the front door of that. But part of that also is that, look, we're not just looking at the transactions of giving them a meal. We want them to be at one of our facilities and begin to learn how to relive their life and to transform those lives. And then when you mentioned something about transitional housing, that's really a big project on our board right now, because it ultimately comes into, when transitional housing sometimes sounds like a big word, but it's really what happens if when somebody completes a program at Wheeler, they're within Wheeler's walls. What next? What's that next step when they're not within Wheeler walls? Is there a safe place for them to be that they still have access to all those things, the case management and the mental health evaluations and stuff like that? They still have all those capabilities of coming back to Wheeler and do that. It's essentially an alumni of Wheeler Mission, but to be able to provide affordable housing to them in a safe place that they can still access Wheeler Mission, but yet they're learning to live on their own and really learning to be a productive member of society again, with many times a redeemed family that they thought was lost.
Yeah, and being that front door to so many in our community, and the progression of it is a process, and Wheeler Mission being being a part of that progress from the front door to their housing and back out to maybe an alumni role and welcoming and teaching others and just a cycle of progress in our community is really special to be a part of.
Yes, it's very wonderful, and we appreciate SRN partnering with us in being able to do this.
And we will step aside. Thank you so much to Denny Tolles for taking a halftime break with us from Wheeler Mission, and we will be back after this to get back to the game.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with the blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there, it's just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
Academy. It's a program that teaches Bible-based character education to public school students during school hours. Not before school and not after, but during school hours.
So here's how this works. The students will leave this school building, hop on this bus, take a short ride across the street to the church. I can see the steeple from here, have Bible class, hop back on the bus, head back to school. It's that simple.
Go to lifewise.org to find your school.
A great lawn starts with the right equipment. At Reynolds Farm Equipment, we're here to help you make mowing easier and more enjoyable. From zero turns to lawn tractors, John Deere mowers give you the power, precision, and comfort to get the job done right. Plus, with expert service and support from Reynolds, you can spend less time worrying about your mower and more time enjoying the results. Reynolds Farm Equipment, your local John Deere dealer since 1955.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is IndianaSRN, and we're going to go over a few scores here around the state of Indiana. First up, Hamilton Southeastern. They are at North Central right now. Hamilton Southeastern currently up 14-7. Then we head on over to Lawrence North. They're hosting Fishers. Fishers is up 14-6, getting ready to start into the second half. Next up, we have the number 9 Carmel, currently up on the number 6 Westfield, 20-0. Big smacking over there in Carmel. Next up, New Pal. They're in Decatur Central. New Pal up 21-6 in Decatur Central. Next up, we have Bishop Chatard. They're at Hanover Central, up large, 35-7. They're getting ready to close the second quarter. They're into the first half. And last but not least, we have Zionsville. They're at Lawrence Central. Pretty close game there, 21-27. Lawrence Central over Zionsville. And we're going to get ready into the second half. And, of course, we have this game. We have we are at Roncalli, but Roncalli is actually in Franklin Central. Roncalli trailing 6-15.
That Carmel score is pretty surprising. That Carmel-Westfield matchup, that's a big one. Probably one of the biggest games in the state tonight, and Carmel is making a statement in that first half for sure.
Yeah, I definitely didn't expect, according to Max Preps, the number 9 spanking the number 6 there, 20-0. I mean, I know we're still a little early on into this season. We're only week 2, but quite the spanking there.
Yep. The Crusaders are lined up, ready to receive the second half kickoff. The familiar faces of Gavin Connell and Eric Montgomery are back there to receive.
All right, we're going to look. I look for the Crusaders to come out and try to do exactly what they did the first half. Pretty dominant there. Maybe trying to capitalize a little bit more on the turnovers that they forced. There were some times where I thought that the turnovers they forced were great, but then they still capitalized greatly off of them. But there were some I didn't necessarily think that they could have done a little bit more with. But here's the kickoff here to start the second half, and Montgomery down at the 27 here. And the Crusaders are going to get ready for this first drive of the second half. We're going to look for Bryce McDonald to lead his team in this first drive.
The sun's just about fully set. The lights are on the turf. And the second half is underway.
Now this is what the peak of Friday Night Lights is. Now, I come from a high school where we didn't have a football team. Basketball was our thing, so in all real, this is my first Friday Night Lights to be a part of, and quite the game.
Bryce Mathis with a slant route, making a guy miss after the catch. We talked about it in the first half. Once he gets the ball in his hands, he's making it look someone miss, and he's making it an attempt at the end zone. But tackled there by some of the Eagles. Back to your Friday Night Lights conversation. So I was able to play under the Friday Night Lights. There's really nothing like it, and there's stories that you talk about with your friends for a long time, and then you go off to college, and then you have fights with all of your roommates about who was better in high school and things like that. But no matter what, it's great memories, even through the success and through the failures. Football leaves a mark on a lot of people, and that's why we're here tonight.
And quite the breakaway there by Eric Montgomery, back-to-back off the kick return. Got pretty good yardage off of that, and now getting a first down here on the first drive. Montgomery coming out, and the Eagles are showing that they can hang in the run game too, not just being able to throw the ball.
Yep. Crusaders, they have a lot of explosive plays. All the explosive plays in the first half, that 12-yard run, that's an explosive run in our books. And if they can continue to run the ball here, although this is a pass.
Into some danger zone there. Wow. I think that might almost could have been best case scenario there.
That was
double coverage like that.
There was at the end of the play, there was 3 white jerseys over there. I believe it's number 54. Cal Wallen was trying to get that tip, but it doesn't matter regardless. Defensive pass interference. There was that 50-50 ball that we see again from McDonald to Mathis.
That's at least twice now that the Crusaders have capitalized off of 50-50 balls like that. Now this time wasn't a catch, getting that defensive pass interference. Still a W that you can put in the column.
Yep.
And nonetheless, that's a first down and moving the chains.
Moves the chains right into the high red zone. This is the first, they come out this half, and Mathis was the single receiver for a large portion of the first half as McDonald takes it there for no gain. So now we're seeing number 12. Evan Bullenbacher on this near side. We'll see maybe, are they going to try to get Bullenbacher the ball? Are they trying to move Mathis around? Is Mathis maybe a bit of a decoy up at that top position where they're going to get the 2 and 3 receivers more involved? It's just a different look that the Scecina OC is throwing, and now he is there back to his own side.
Here's McDonald dropping back, throws it, and Mathis able to hang on. Oh my goodness.
Bobbled a couple times, just a little bit slow to get up. Was met by a couple of Heritage Christian Eagles there, one of them being number 9, Jacob Mbaka. There was that drag route. Bryce McDonald made no mistake about it. He kept his eyes on Mathis the whole time. He saw that drag route. That's definitely a play that they've practiced with Mathis being on his own side of the field, bringing him in motion, getting across the linebacker's face with little to no contact there. You can see Mathis a little bit grabbing at his back there. Hopefully he's going to be all right for this third down.
Got to commend Mathis hanging on to that ball. Bobbles it once, maybe twice. Couldn't quite see the turn back was turned to us. But there's Mathis again. Or, pardon me, that's Brown. Looking for Brown.
We saw a little bit of a jersey tug there from Garrett Taylor on the corner route to Gavin Connell, or Tristan Brown, I should say. No call from the referees. That's a tightly contested third down, so the ball just out of reach anyways. Fourth down, and here we go. We've talked about that no man's land area. Even though it's a 4th and long, it's a field position. You're not too concerned about giving up. The Heritage Christian would take over on their own 27-yard line, so we'll see what the Crusaders dial up. Man coverage, cover 1.
McDonald looking to pass, finds the outside shoulder, and they're going to call a no call there. Turnover on downs.
Lots of contact there, but to the referee's defense, if McDonald is going to continue to throw the 50-50 balls, the refs are going to treat it like that. The refs are going to treat it like a 50-50 ball where either guy can be physical and go up and get it. Mathis has made a couple of those plays. The last two 50-50 balls, or the last one right there, we see go the other way. So I'm sure we're not done seeing that play tonight, especially if it gets tighter. Would have liked to see a couple more runs established, especially as Montgomery got established so well early in that drive. But here we'll see if the Eagles get that run established here.
Well, I think that the refs are going to be a little bit more lenient too, because I think the offensive player was drawing the contact. He touched the defensive player first, and so you got to play with that too as well.
We saw a little bit of a read option there from Eli Nix. That's the first time we've seen him really, even though he handed it off, I believe it was number 56 for the Crusaders there. That was Keaton Knowlton Drake. He was right there prepared for Eli Nix in case he pulled it. Look for them to come back to that. We were talking about Eli Nix getting the run game going, especially with this two back in the backfield look. That's what they were successful with in the first half.
Nix looking to throw, and they're going to call it dead quickly.
False start, and the Eagles are going to be backed up from 2nd and 2 to 2nd and 7. Back to that two-back look that they had there. That's going to give them one, especially if they go back to that read option, they'll have one guy running back to worry about, 2 the quarterback to worry about, and then they'll have a blocker, the other guy, depending on if they motion him or not. So just, these are some tough keys to read for the Scecina linebackers.
Here's Nix looking to pass again. This is a short pass. We haven't seen a whole lot of short passes this whole game, and trying to break the tackle, and I think he did. I think he was down right there on the 50-yard line.
That was a good play call from the Heritage Christian side of things. Tristan Brown had to come all the way down from his safety position, and by that time with that short out route, Chase Wallen, who's very comfortable, as we said, with the ball in his hands, is going to make a play, and he moves the chains.
There's the handoff. Going onto the far side, he gets the first down and a little bit more, and that's going to be about an 18-yard run there.
We're seeing them get back to the perimeter. That's what they did on their very first drive of the game. They were on the perimeter for several of those plays, only to have a touchdown pass up the middle. Tempo here for the Eagles.
And Pimentel trying to go up the middle there, and is going to get stopped with a very short gain there by Pimentel. And Pimentel looked like he was limping. Yep, he's limping off the field right now. Hope that he's okay.
It was Brady Ray, Ian McKiernan, and number 58, Nathaniel Green, are on that line. I don't know how many times we can say it. They've been really effective on the perimeter, and then they get to that next thing and the next play, and they're trying to mix it up. They go up the middle, and they're stuffed. Yep. Pimentel's had a little bit of success, but second down coming here.
Looking to pass. Gets rushed a little bit and is going to throw it out of bounds dead. And got hurried up there.
Another Montgomery. He was, in a little bit of a spy coverage position. As soon as Nix breaks that pocket with his running capabilities, Montgomery wasted no time. He was getting after him. A little bit of a lose-lose for both teams. You know, Eric Montgomery wanted that sack. Nix wanted a little bit of a run, but we go to 3rd and long with that throwaway.
Pimentel still not back into the game yet after hobbling off the field. And here comes Nix. Finds the short outside and got some space. And the chains are going to move on that one.
I believe that was number 8, Chase Wallen. We've called his name a lot. And back to the tempo. Heritage Christian goes. That's the first little flare screen, or that we've, not flare screen, I should say, stop screen that we've seen from the Eagles tonight. And they're around the corner.
Oh my goodness, I don't know if you quite saw this, but if you look up a little bit farther, I think we just saw a pancake happen.
Elijah Pimentel on the perimeter. He's made plays happen all night when he's got loose in the perimeter. And there he goes, and they are only 2 points away from tying up this game. We talked a little bit in the first half. It feels like Scecina had a lot of momentum, but it ended up being that the score was pretty close. And now here it is early, or I should say midway through the 3rd quarter. Heritage Christian has made up that gap, and Eli Nix is going to call the play here for 2.
They're going to try to tie this ball game here at 30s apiece. Let's hope this doesn't come back to bite them. And there's the handoff, and he's got some space, and it's going to be a tie ball game here at 30s apiece, midway through the 3rd. Heritage Christian making a comeback. We said 22-7 was the largest deficit at one point.
Yep.
And we have a brand new ball game, and we're going to go in for a break.
Poached egg on avocado toast.
Ew.
Your flash fried porgy over chips.
Ew.
Your fresh main lobster with microgreens.
When the only thing your 8-year-old will eat is waffles.
She's fine. She's fine. Your waffles, milady.
It matters where you stay.
Yum.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the stay.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake.
This is a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got carry out?
Everything that you need, we have here at the shop. Very unique. You order today, carry out tonight. That's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Oh, that may take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
I'll be back tomorrow to pick it up.
We'll be waiting for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on back. That touchdown and 2-point conversion brought to you by Officially Human. Our mission is to restore respect for game officials and recognize them as authorities on the field and court. Do your part, practice good sportsmanship. No officials, no game.
Kick heading out of bounds. Scecina's going to get some favorable field position to start this.
And we're going to take a quick look at that touchdown.
There's Pimentel on the perimeter. Good blocking. And really untouched all the way into the end zone there. And Pimentel's been explosive, but not without the help of his O-line. And we've seen, I really think we need to give some props to number 62 and 53, the left side of that line. Most of their successful running plays have been to the left side of the line this whole night.
Yep.
They've got a lot of trust over there. Just as we've said with the experienced O-line that Scecina has, the Heritage Christian group is senior, junior, senior, senior, junior. So just nearly as experienced and a lot of trust up there front.
Montgomery picking up quite a few yards. They're going to call him just short. 2nd and 1 is going to be the call now.
Knee went down just before the marker. Montgomery not afraid of any contact when he's got the ball in his hands. That's exactly what you want out of your running back. Not exactly looking for contact because you'd like him to evade some defenders, but he's certainly not afraid of it. He's been a tough runner all night long.
Here's McDonald dropping back. And that's going to be picked off. That's by Chase Wallen, and Wallen's got some space. He gets a blocker and is out of bounds after a hard hit.
Brady Ray knocks Chase Wallen out after that interception. Let's take another look at it. McDonald, you could see that it got tipped right there at the line. It would have been intended for number 9 Tristan Brown. Good coverage by the Eagles anyway, but what a return here. Completely flipping the field. Gets knocked out of bounds, but Chase Wallen, we've called his name a lot tonight. Another effective play. This one his most effective yet on defense. And I'm sure we're going to see him back in just a couple plays on offense.
That hard hit by Brady Ray, too. Definitely saw some people calling for some aid there. And Pimentel not quite getting there, but does get the first down. And
Pimentel up the left side of the line. There it is again. The Heritage Christian left side of the line has been really going to work to start this second half. We've, just under halfway point in this quarter.
Pimentel jukes one, but then gets tackled for a loss by number 31, Ian McKiernan.
It's a heck of a play from McKiernan shooting the gap. Maybe he's getting tired of all that success on the left side of the line there, so he didn't spare any moment to get in the backfield and hem up Pimentel there.
That play brought to you by Family Source Insurance. Pat Cherry is your independent agent, proudly representing Ohio Mutual Insurance. Call him today at 317-894-7000 for coverage tomorrow.
Aiden Lyon at the top of your screen. We saw him go for a fade route. There it is again.
Looking for that back corner.
The couple of times we've seen him by himself with that short goal to go situation, they've gone to him. Unable to connect so far, but he's a tall end zone target. You know that they have trust in him to go up for a jump ball situation. Nix has just got to put a little bit more on him to give him a shot.
I think that's been a common theme with Nix when he's throwing the ball. Just got to put just a little bit more onto it. I don't know if it's a confidence issue. Doesn't want to overthrow them, but majority of the passes we've seen they've had to turn around and catch it a little bit behind him. Put a little bit more on it, and I think he's golden. Short, caught, and touchdown, Eagles.
Back across his body, finding his main man, Chase Wallen, who shook off the interception. That hit from the interception comes back in and makes the game-leading score. He's been all over the place. An incredible play there, and they're just going for one this time around.
I think we got our candidate for player of the game of the Heritage Christian wins.
If they're able to hang on.
Wallen out there making a big difference. Right. And the kick is good. We'll talk some more when we return from this break.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you could be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Welcome on back to Roncalli Stadium. What a game that we have so far here. Heritage Christian, 22 unanswered points to Scecina. And what do you got here?
Any momentum that Scecina had coming out of half has now been forfeited and taken by the Heritage Christian Eagles, but nonetheless, it's a one-possession game. So despite the fact that the points have gone unanswered, Scecina built themselves a lead in that first half. They're going to get some good field position here. And we'll see another replay of this touchdown to Chase Wallen. Pressure from Eric Montgomery, and then unable to trip Wallen up there was Evan Bollenbacher, but with those scramble drills, it's really tough to plaster on your defender, and nonetheless hard to plaster onto Chase Wallen, who we've seen. He's been loose in the backfield. He's been loose, in the secondary. He's made a lot of plays tonight, and he's going to go take his post up at the safety position, his deep safety position. We've seen that one high look from Heritage all night, and that's where we're going to see Chase Wallen in the secondary, 4 wide look from Scecina.
Here's McDonald. Does get the handoff and is stuffed for a massive loss there.
Lots of pressure from Cal Rollin and the rest of the Heritage Christian defensive line there. Not the way you wanted to see your drive start off for the Scecina Crusaders, but Bryce McDonald hustles in to call the play. On to the next play. The Crusaders go.
So we're sitting at 2nd and 15 right now for the Crusaders, and McDonald, I think you got to start looking back to the passing game here because the run has not worked.
The Crusaders really need to execute in the middle of the field. So we have seen, if you take a look at this next play, if they align in a similar situation, the linebackers are extremely far up. It might not be on this because it's a 3rd down passing situation. But the linebackers on that play were just about 3, maybe max 4 yards. But you've only got one deep guy, and Chase Wallen, who's now being replaced for Pimentel on this play. But that middle of the field is wide open. If you can get to that second level, not exactly a fade, but maybe a dig, some sort of in and out concept, crossing pattern, maybe a mesh concept, that middle of the field is open for exploitation.
McDonald needs something big here. Drops back for a pass, looking for a long ball. And that's going to be flagged.
Gavin Connell, great job on that one. Knew the ball was coming to him. He's got a defender running right towards him. He knows that the defender can't see the ball. Go ahead and run back into the ball. Draw an easy penalty. Get the chains moving, and see if you can get something started out of the rest of this drive.
So we're going to see a flag here, and they're going to move up, and they're going to get a 1st down here, or it is.
So they get the penalty, but
they're just short.
But it still brings up 3rd down.
Yep, just short. 3rd down and 3rd and inches. And now is McDonald's perfect time to turn in what was a 3rd and 15 now into a 3rd and inches and see if he can turn this into a 1st down. And that is going to turn into a 1st down. Nice
Gets
run
just
there.
through there for Eric Montgomery. A very confident call from Coach Harris. We can say it's a confident call because it worked. We could say risky call if it didn't work. So that's a very confident call from Coach Harris of the Crusaders and Matt Weimer of the offensive staff. So Bryce McDonald runs out there. What we haven't seen from the Crusaders, I don't think we're going to see it. That's one area where you typically see like an under center look. You can tell that McDonald's most comfortable in the shotgun, but they made it work, and just at the last second, Montgomery found his way.
And a nice hole made there for Montgomery, and Montgomery's going to pick up another 13 yards there for the Crusaders, and the chains move once again, getting over half field there into close to scoring area there.
We've seen 2 backs, not directly, but go head-to-head and have incredible games tonight. Pimentel up the left side of the line, and Montgomery even has favored the left side of the line as well. They've been making some great plays, especially when they get to that second level. It seems as if they're getting 2 yards, they have the ability to turn it into 12.
And Montgomery throwing an incomplete pass there. He double clutched it there. I'm not for sure if that was just a miscommunication or what exactly was there, but nonetheless, incomplete pass. We're going into second down. 10 still to go.
Just a couple minutes remaining in the third quarter.
This play brought to you by Aspen Creek Grill. Why go anywhere else? If you're looking for fresh, amazing food and servers who truly care about your experience, you've got to try Aspen Creek Grill.
A glaring face mask call there for the refs. Pretty easy one. Should move them up towards first down yardage. Right in the backfield is Eric Montgomery's face mask going just about a 180, but he was able to, he's all right there. He's going to, play another down here. Back to the penalties. It's still really one-sided for Heritage Christian. I mean, we might have had one or two there for Scecina, but there's face masks, there's pass interference. I think that's really kept some of the momentum alive here for Scecina on this drive especially.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if you don't get a face mask there, you're definitely not looking at first and 10 here on the 28. I mean, maybe still a first down, but probably not, definitely not down at the 28-yard line.
There's another 50-50 ball. That was Chase Wallen. He was over deep. He's playing that deep safety look, and you could see him at the beginning of the play. He just started to cheat towards the side of Mathis, and that shows how much respect that he has for Mathis and the coaching staff has for Mathis, because there's 3 receivers to the other side, but they cheated to the short side of the field and the one receiver side of the field because of that 50-50 ball threat.
There's going to be an injury timeout. And this timeout brought to you by IndianaSRN. Become an IndianaSRN sponsor today. Support high school and college athletes across Indiana while putting your business in front of thousands of loyal viewers each week. Contact coach at IndianaSRN.org to become a sponsor today.
Hopefully the Heritage Christian player gets back up in no time.
Christian, give me the white team, but not the injured.
Both coaches are going to take this opportunity to regroup with their players for just a second. 2 minutes and 17 seconds left. We're really setting up for an entertaining fourth quarter and a very intense fourth quarter. And it seems like this could be a game where the team with the ball last can pull out the victory. Especially with the explosive plays that we've seen in the first half. We've seen a little bit more of sustained drives here in the second half, but the fourth quarter is going to be very highly contested.
Yeah, I think that this game has been fantastic as far as entertainment goes. Very entertaining, very attention-keeping, and kept my attention, and definitely not boring by any means whatsoever.
I agree. Roncalli, a great setting here for some Friday Night Lights.
And, quite the introduction to Friday Night Lights, if I have to say so.
Yeah,
myself.
welcome to it, especially in Indiana. I know you got to make the drive back to Illinois, but for the meantime, you're going to enjoy some great football here. Not afraid of contact is Eric Montgomery.
Montgomery, I mean, this whole second half, he so far has definitely lit up the scores table, getting first downs, getting large runs, creating the contact, finding the holes, making a name for himself here.
Yeah, and he's also been pretty impactful on the defensive side of the ball as well, making some plays on defense. But here we go, 3rd and short in the red zone.
McDonald dropping back to pass. Exits the pocket. He's got somebody on him. finds himself a block, but McDonald tripping, looking for, and drops the ball. That's number 12, Evan Bullenbacher. And
McDonald with his best Johnny Manziel impression, finding time, buying time, tempting time, and finally, right there, an incredible display of balance, finds Evan Bullenbacher in the back. Bullenbacher unable, and he's frustrated with himself not making that grab, but those are also tough catches to make because he probably assumed at first that ball was going to Gavin Connell. So Bullenbacher's got to shake it off. We've got a 4th and short here.
Something that I don't want to gloss over really quick. Henry McKiernan, he got beat on the initial block, but then came back and made a perfect block, second block, to give McDonald more time. And that is going to find the end zone, Eric Montgomery.
The answer from Scecina, they've been looking for that to strike back, and who other than Eric Montgomery? He's been the player of this second half for Scecina, and he's stepped up, and there goes another play. Bryce McDonald had to buy some time again there and made it happen, delivered it right on the upfield shoulder of Montgomery, and Montgomery turned the corner and pulled away for the touchdown there.
I think fatigue is starting to set in for that Scecina O-line. I mean, we saw them first half almost perfect. I mean, I can count on one hand how many players we saw in the backfield in the first half, and they're starting to slip up a little bit here, and we're getting into fourth quarter. That's crunch time. 2-point conversion.
The 2-point conversion.
And we'll talk a little bit more about both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion after this.
Hey, thanks for joining us tonight. We consider it a privilege to have you as one of our listeners and viewers. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN, which means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
This is the hotel breakfast. It looked different online.
Do you children like eggs? Here, they make your bones grow.
It'll be fine. It's gonna be fine.
All right, guys. Look alive.
Is it fine, Daryl?
I'm starving.
When free hot breakfast can make or break your day, it matters where you stay.
Go get 'em.
Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the...
Welcome on back to IndianaSRN. Tonight's matchup, we have the Scecina.
There we go. There we go. It's all right. It's all right. It's your first Friday Night Lights. Scecina, you're getting it.
Scecina Crusaders and the Heritage Christian Eagles. And see, that's just easier to say. It's just
it's a little bit smoother.
Nothing to stumble over. But anyways, we're back. We just saw Scecina score their 5th touchdown of the night and 10th total for both teams, and a absolute superstar of a player so far the second half. Minimum, we'll go the whole game, scoring it at a perfect time.
How about the line that Coach Harris has drawn between the confidence calls and the risky calls? Because he had the opportunity to tie this game. We're still in the third quarter.
That's true.
He could have just taken the tie ball game with the field with a PAT, but decided to put his trust in Bryce McDonald, his quarterback, and a little bit of a flub there from the kick.
I don't think it went 10 yards. And the Eagles are going to come out and looking to strike one more time before this third quarter. We'll try to get there, but probably end up having to take the possession over into the fourth. But the ball's going to be placed right there on the 46. And here's a replay of that kick.
That is not the kicker's best work, unfortunately. He's going to want that one back.
That's going to be one where you're going to be like, that never happened. Let's just act like it never happened.
Yeah, just go ahead and wipe the memory on that one. Hopefully the defense stands up against this short field position. And here goes Eli Nix.
The fake handoff, taking it himself. There he is, going to that left side, and gets 7.5 on that one. Replay of that last touchdown we just saw.
There it is. Some good space back there in the pocket. Eric Montgomery turns the corner. A nice slide into the end zone, but following that is this 2-point conversion where Coach Harris puts the ball a little half roll out to the left and then finds Gavin Connell in the back of the end zone just outside of the outstretched arms of the Eagle defender.
We have a nice run there by Sponseller, moving the chains up, and we got 27 seconds left here in this third quarter. And
in all likelihood, we're seeing the fourth quarter come up here.
Yeah, Eagles are definitely closing in on the red zone here, and probably going to roll down this clock, maybe get one more play off. We got 10 seconds left.
Might try to get someone to jump off sides here. Nope.
And the handoff to Sponseller. It gets 1.5 yards, 2 yards on it. And that's going to be the end of the third. We got the Scecina 38, Eagles 37. We'll be right back after this break.
It's a program that teaches Bible-based character education to public school students during school hours. Not before school and not after, but during school hours.
So here's how this works. The students will leave this school building, hop on this bus, take a short ride across the street to the church. I can see the steeple from here, have Bible class, hop back on the bus, head back to school. It's that simple.
Go to lifewise.org to find your school.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting ready for the fourth quarter of Friday Night Lights here at Roncalli Stadium, Bob Tully Field. And it's the Heritage Christian Eagles. Possession of the ball closing in on the red zone here. 2nd and 9. See what Eli Nix can do.
Condensed split for the receivers here on the near side of the field.
The pass goes short. And
with those condensed splits, you can typically see that, especially to the where they've got the far side of the, they've got the more open side of the field. We saw Aiden Lyon go break out for a corner route there. There's a lot of space for Eli Nix to work with if he decides to go with that corner route the next time they use that formation. But a nice little flat route gain for a third and medium here.
3rd and 6, looking for. I like that run to the left side. You can pick up some yards there right at it, and he's gonna pitch it here, and it's gonna come up just short there.
Well, we haven't seen anything. We haven't seen a field goal attempt yet tonight, so we can assume that Eli Nix and company are going to stay out there for this 4th down, and they do, up to the line, a little tempo. Scecina's got to be careful about jumping off sides. We try maybe watch for a hard count here.
That's quick. Nix takes it himself. One blocker down, and he stays alive.
Looks just to be at that marker, and he does get it.
Wow. Now, is that confidence or risk?
We're seeing that's. I think that's also confidence. Especially with the short 4th down to go, as well as maybe just insecurities about a potential kick from that distance, especially in high school. It's been a long progression to this 4th quarter, and I think we've seen who these teams are going to be, and we've seen what these last 10 plus minutes are going to look like.
And none other than, look who it is getting tackled. Eric Montgomery finding himself in the backfield again, finding himself making another play. What a fantastic two-way player that Eric Montgomery is.
Absolutely. So we've seen from the Scecina defense that they have been a little bit susceptible on the perimeters, especially the left side of that line. But they've been great penetrating, and they've been great getting to the right side of the line.
Nice broken tackle there, and finds himself into the end zone. Chase Wallen, another touchdown for the Heritage Christian Eagles.
An impressive effort there from Chase Wallen. You've got to make that tackle if you're the Scecina secondary. A couple missed tackles there. A little bit out of position once Chase Wallen caught the ball, but he's going to continue to get the ball until Scecina's able to stop them. The Nix to Wallen connection. So here we see the Eagles.
Go for it.
The Eagles are going to answer with a 2-point conversion of their own.
All right, this could be big for both teams here. Going to be a confidence or risk. We'll see how it turns out. But there's a false start, I believe is what they're going to call. Yep, false start on the offense there.
Now that decision from Coach Harris to go for 2 on their earlier touchdown makes this a 5-point game after the Eagles' touchdown. So it really puts them in a position that they really have to go for 2.
Yeah.
So you see a little bit of gamesmanship from Coach Harris. Maybe that second-year experience. Maybe getting, and we've talked about his confidence now. He's not afraid to make things happen. So a little bit longer attempt here though after that false start.
See what Nix can do with it. Steps back for the pass, finds one, and just overthrows Aiden Lyon, who's that pass was intended to. And we're sitting at a 5-point ball game. And we'll talk more about it after this break.
Big play here for Mount Vernon. Ertl looking right, now over the middle, fires, and it's in there for a touchdown. What a throw. Boy, what a stick, huh? Side out, back to the middle, and guess what? You want a point on the other side, you go to Taylor Lewis.
Here's Freeman. Has an opening shot. Score!
Stafford around a screen, skip pass. Mays with 3. Mays drive, floater up and in at the horn.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on back to Roncalli Stadium. We've got the Heritage Christian Eagles just scoring a touchdown and getting ready for the kickoff. We do have a little bit of a score update here from Franklin and Mount Vernon. Franklin defeating Mount Vernon 27-13. That's final. And we're going to get ready for this kickoff. Moving quickly, gaining a lot of ground, and brought down Montgomery. We're going to take a quick look back at that touchdown.
There it is, a missed tackle from Gavin Connell, and then breaking away from Tristan Brown is Chase Wallen. Chase Wallen has proven very much to be a tough guy to tackle tonight. We've seen 2 guys tough to tackle: Montgomery on the Crusader side, and Wallen. As well as Nix on the Eagles side of things. Nix, although his carries have not matched Pimentel's and Wallen's touches, but the Crusaders, a lot of time here, 10 minutes left. We're going to see who's got the stamina to really push through that all these plays that these guys have been playing.
McDonald hands it off, but taken down very quickly. Connell tried, but was taken out quickly by Aiden Lyon. Aiden Lyon proving that he's also a little bit of a two-way player here.
We've got a little bit of an injury update on the sidelines. We have both Tristan Brown and Eric Montgomery on the sidelines with their pads off. Not an encouraging sign for Crusaders fans, given both of their contributions tonight. Incredible contributions. First half for Tristan and second half for Eric. But other guys are going to have to step up and make some plays happen.
Here's McDonald stepping back to throw, looking for Mathis, and there's that 50-50 ball, and there's going to be a flag. I'm going to guess they're going to call defensive pass interference there.
It's looking like it. Jacob Mbaka on the coverage there against Bryce Mathis, and, I don't know how many times we could say 50-50 balls. There, that one, Mbaka got a little too aggressive on the back of Mathis's pads. And, that kind of thing can happen because McDonald puts it really far up in the air. So there's a lot of time between it. There's some hang time between Bryce letting go of the ball and Mathis turning around to find it and kind of post up against the defender. And when the defender doesn't have that initial position and they got to fight through, you don't have the advantage there. If it's the offensive guy coming back for it, you can push through that. But the defensive guy coming back is going to draw a flag all the time.
Looking for Mathis again and dropped, and Mathis is not happy about that as we move into 3rd and 1. This 3rd and 1 brought to you by Wheeler Mission. For over 131 years, Wheeler Mission has been a pillar of the Indianapolis community, providing help, hope, and healing to people in need. Can you volunteer today? Call 317-686-6239.
I know that was a quick hitting play there from McDonald, but I like to see him have a little bit more timing. It looked like he was in a bit of a rush to get that one out to Mathis, where he had some time and some space.
Connell brought down, and they're headed into 4th down. Nice job by the Eagles there. I believe that was Matthew Reed who is in there.
We're seeing Tristan Brown back with the pads on. He's headed back into the game. That's a good sign. Montgomery on the sideline still for this very crucial 4th down with just under 9 to play.
We've seen Tristan Brown make clutch catch. Definitely see McDonald looking for Brown,
Keep your eye on him in the slot.
Yep, looking for Brown, looking for Mathis, and there's Mathis. And he's going to catch the 1st down and breaks 2 tackles. And that one is going to ultimately be brought down at about the 46.5-yard line.
We haven't had a chunk play from the Crusaders in a while. There it is. He's gonna hobble off a little bit, but we've seen him take a couple breathers tonight, so we can hope to see him just in a couple plays after he catches his breath. I'd say he's earned a shot of Gatorade right there after a very important conversion.
I do think that's going to be something to keep an eye on for later out the season. Is Mathis has been holding his back, and pretty much since the 2nd quarter. So hopefully that's not an injury that could linger and actually impact his game. And oh my goodness,
Mathis McDonald grabbed up around the neck on that sack. A tough play to get up from, but he's up nonetheless.
Tyson Pauls was the guy who did that hard hit on McDonald, and like you said, that was a little high on his neck, and that was could have been a lot worse than what it turned out to be.
We are seeing the Scecina line get a little bit tired. I know you pointed it out earlier. Not a whole lot of time for McDonald on that last pass, but they're going to have to push through to get this score tied up and take the lead.
Wide open man finding Tristan Brown there.
And do you know how you combat a little bit of O-line tiredness? You roll out the quarterback. You get the quarterback on the move so that the O-line has a little bit of time. You give the quarterback a little extra space. And who is it? Eric Montgomery's out. Tristan Brown makes the play. He was coming from the slot. Nice out route there, about 10 yards. Perfect. That is a really in-rhythm play. That's a heads-up call from the offensive staff to break up that rhythm that the defensive line of Heritage Christian had.
Well, and you have a pretty mobile quarterback for the most part to be able to do that. You know, you look in the NFL nowadays, you got some guys who quite aren't as mobile, but McDonald's shown that he's mobile and that he can be pretty quick with it. Deflected, and it's going to be an incomplete pass.
Extremely lucky. I think McDonald might want to do maybe a sign of the cross that one didn't get intercepted. Maybe say a quick prayer, say thank you for that one.
Yeah.
We saw that. You saw that ball get tipped out of the back of his hand and end up in the lap of Lemons in the first half. We don't want to see that happen again if you're a Crusader fan. But good things happen if you're around the ball. So if Heritage Christian puts themselves in that position again, I'm sure that they're going to capitalize on that ball being up in the air.
Under 8 minutes now left in this game, 7:37. And the handoff does get some yards there, and it's going to be 3rd and 6 is what on my count. And
Montgomery's back in the game. I'm sure that gives the Scecina coaching staff a little bit more confidence with this 3rd down. I want to see how they align both Mathis and Tristan Brown here. Are they going to put one? I want to see who the single receiver, or if they're going to do a 4-wide look here. So they're going to put both Brown and Mathis to the near side of the field with a lot of space to work with here.
McDonald drops back, doesn't even look at him, looks to the left side, and what a catch there by Gavin Connell for the first down, and the Crusaders enter the red zone.
Haven't gotten to call Connell's name much in the second half, but there he is with a really great conversion, a tough catch. In traffic with a guy right behind him, secures the catch, and there goes 1st and goal for the Crusaders. Now we're seeing a little bit maybe fatigue on the defensive side. Just these couple plays, they can play across the field to make sure he found the blue paint over there for the Roncalli side of the end zone.
Well, that's something like that you've mentioned. When he gets open space, he scans the whole field. He is able to use the whole field, find a hole anywhere where it's brought, even if he's on the far side. And he sees one over here on the near side. He says, "Let's go for it."
And the 2-point conversion to go up 3 points. Very logical conclusion there for Coach Harris. 4-wide look. Man defense all across.
McDonald with the pass, and in for the 2-point conversion is Tristan Brown. And we'll talk more about this right after this break.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Welcome on back to Indiana SRN, where tonight's game, the Eagles of Heritage Christian and the Scecina, I got it, Crusaders. What a close game that we have now, 43-46. We saw, 15-point gap, 22-point gap. This has been
Heritage
a blowout.
Christian answered and took a lead. A great stop to prevent them from getting that 2-point conversion there from the Crusaders. Crusaders come back, and they answer with apparently their 2-point specialist, Tristan Brown. That's a couple of them for him tonight. One coming off a motion, one coming off that little slot flat route. And
there's Powell's, and he's not wanting to go down easy at all.
Short kick there.
We'll take a look back at that touchdown.
From the far hash, takes it all the way down the line. just enough of a block right there from just enough of a block. You can't let that go. Saving tackle. There was a lot of green turf, I should say, in front of the runner there. Had Lathrop not made that stop.
That's very true. I do think that if that tackle was broken or missed, that could have put the Crusaders in not a very great position.
Aiden Lyon here is got a lot of field, single side receiver.
And there's another run here by Sponseller. He does pick up a few more yards there, and it's going to move to second and 5.
Sponseller with a couple carries here. He was really patient on that run. You could see him kind of patter his feet over by the numbers, but then he finds just enough of a gap where it could have been a no-yard gain. He turns it into just about a 4-yard gain. So an impressive, patient run there from Sponseller.
Yeah, I did like what you pointed out here, where we had Lyon right over here, where nobody was within probably 4 yards of him. Definitely
so
something to keep an eye on.
He does. The corner over here with him has a little bit of safety help, so he's not completely on an island.
Nice run here. He's got some room. He's got some grass, and I think he's going to be gone. And indeed, touchdown, Eagles. Chase Wallen finds himself in the end zone again.
Chase Wallen with a smoke screen nearly 50 yards to the end zone. Poor tackling from the Crusaders, and a tough guy to bring down nonetheless. You can't have that breakdown on a smoke screen.
No.
Heritage Christian didn't plan on that play being a touchdown, but I guess it's possible from what we've seen from Wallen tonight.
Wallen, another guy where we saw him start on a complete far side, and then is coming in on this close side and brings it into the touchdown. PAT is good, and that's going to move it to 50 to 46. Let's take another look at this touchdown.
Eagles 50, Crusaders 46.
So we've seen this two-back formation most of the second half. Just flings it out there. A little over pursuit from the Scecina defense. Ended up being blocked off at a bit of a wall from the guys that were going over there, the O-lineman for Heritage Christian, trying to block for him. It turns out he didn't even need the blocks because there was too much over pursuit to have another angle at it, following Wallen all the way to the end zone. Missed tackle there from a couple different people, and Coach Harris is going to see this play tomorrow morning. He's going to look at a lot of pursuit angles, and that's something that they're going to address next week in practice for sure. You can't really have that breakdown, not here at this point in the game, and that's something that Scecina is now going to have to fight back for. 4-point deficit there, so touchdown gives you 2-point lead. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I do think that going for the extra point, just the regular 1 point extra point, was the smart idea. It forces them, they have to score a touchdown now. I mean, you could go for the 2-point conversion, but there's not a whole lot change that you have to do. I think we're going to see some great things out of Scecina on this kick return. But that touchdown brought to you by LifeWise Academy. LifeWise program supports educators and communities by improving student outcomes. With LifeWise Academy, your community can bring biblical verses back into the classroom. Call today at 614-367-5767. And what a kick return right there.
Gavin Connell, the Crusader return specialist, has done it again. Just when they see some momentum go away from that smoke screen, Gavin Connell makes sure he tries to get it back for his team at the start of this drive. So we are 4 points away from 100 total points. For Scecina to win this game, I think they want to see 100 points go up. They're going to need 6 more. We have no shortage of scoring tonight.
Under 5 minutes now remaining in the game. The handoff and taken down into the backfield. Gavin Connell trying to get a little farther with that.
A little bit of extracurricular there, but the side judge making sure everybody knows that Gavin Connell was down. Offensive strategy here for the Crusaders. So you're down. Yes, but it's also that 4-minute offense window. You know you need a touchdown regardless, so you're not going to bleed the clock, but you're also not in a rush where if you were to get down there and score a touchdown, you don't want Heritage Christian to have a lot of time on the backside of that. So we know that both of these teams can score in a hurry, and Scecina wouldn't mind doing that, but the run game's not off the table here.
Steps back to pass. He's hurried and is taken down ultimately and picked off by none other than Chase Wallen.
It's Chase Wallen again. An ill-advised throw under a lot of pressure from McDonald. He's got to be able to throw that one away. It was too much time. Maybe a little bit of a desperation throw, trying to make something happen. You can't blame him. In the crunch time of this game, he's walking off a little gingerly here. Not able to fully get everything into it. Gets sandwiched by a couple of incoming defenders there. Tough play to make from the quarterback position, but when you're around the ball, good things happen. And guess who's always around the ball for the Eagles?
Chase Wallen.
Chase Wallen.
That's true. And so now here's Eli Nix and his Eagles. Hands off, trying to get a little bit of groundwork done. And the ball is poked out. And with space, he's going. No one really needs
Cottle! Gavin Cottle! When the Crusaders needed him most.
Oh my goodness. That is a spark that the Crusaders needed absolutely. And it puts them up 2 with under 4 left. Just when he thought the game could have been over. Here's a replay at this.
Over to the right side. And ball punches out right before the ball carrier is down. And this, let's take just one more look at it. So that same formation we've seen all night long. And Sponsler, who's been carrying the ball the past couple of possessions, finds the window on that right side. Ball punches out. I believe that was number 7 for the Crusaders. Number 7, Jameer Kendall. And hats off to Gavin Connell. I'm not sure how he's got this much left in the tank to outrun Eli Nix with that beeline towards the that front pylon, but I guess the will to break the 100-point barrier was all the way there. And as you see, you got Connell right there. He shuts off the edge, and then right there it plops right in front of him. Really perfect. I mean, it couldn't have hopped in a better spot for him.
No way. That you can't even pray for anything better than that. But that touchdown brought to you by the Morales Group Staffing. We're in business to create a better future for you, your family, and the community we share. Whether you're looking for the right career or a perfect candidate, we're here to help. Call us today at 317-472-6700.
What is the step above shootout? Does it go from like scoring to barn burner to shootout, and then we blew clear past that?
Yeah, we left that back in the third quarter. 2-point conversion, looking for it. McDonald is going to get brought down by number 53, Cormac Lemons.
That one doesn't matter. It's a hold. Not much going there. That is an important call. Coach Harris has shown us all night that he's going to be aggressive, so a 1 point, a PAT would have made it a field goal game. But also going through Coach Harris's mind, Heritage Christian hasn't really shown the desire to kick a field goal. So you could kind of assume that Heritage Christian is going touchdown or nothing. It would be an extremely pressure-packed situation to send a kicker out there, unless it's pretty short PAT type of distance, to try to win the game without having that experience. I'm not sure. Let's take a look at their stats from last week. I'm not sure how many kicks they had last week. So it was Pimentel actually is their kicker. He was 1 for 1 on field goal attempts last week. So I'm not sure what that distance was. But if it comes down to it, we're gonna have to take note of that.
I mean, it proves that he can do it.
Yeah,
It does prove that he can do it.
He's shooting 100% right now.
But I mean, shooting 100% at 20 yards,
Yeah.
we can take that for what it is.
And just based off our kickoffs that we've seen tonight, we have not been very accurate. They have been very close to the sideline, just about every single one, and Scecina does that there as well.
And that's going to be down at the 23.
Scecina coaching staff, all about that one.
Oh, yeah. So we're under 3.5 minutes left. Like you said before, you've got time. You're not in a hurry, but you also don't want to take too much time where, you're sitting at the 30-yard line and you got 30 seconds left.
Yeah, I think we're in a little bit of a different position here. So, I mean, we saw Scecina kind of at midfield with that 4-minute mark left.
Yeah.
The Eagles got to put on a bit of a march here.
Yeah.
Or flight, I guess, in their sense. They got quite a ways to go, but they just scored off a smokescreen.
Yeah.
So anything's possible here. These guys are tired. Everybody out here is tired, but somebody's got to make one last play, defensively for Scecina or offensively for Heritage Christian.
This is where your legends are made, right here. Last 4 minutes. Who's going to come out victor? And Nick's thrown short, intended for Tyson Powell's, yeah. And
Powell's with a big frame. We haven't seen him get too involved here on offense. More of a blocking kind of wing back. We've seen him in a slot. I mean, there he was the intended receiver. He's made a couple plays on defense, that's for sure. But you'd figure with that frame he could be a little bit more of a weapon. But I guess when Chase Wallen is doing all the work, you can go out there and block for him.
Yeah, I mean, when Chase Wallen himself has at least 3-4 touchdowns.
I think I've lost track of his touchdowns.
Yeah, I have too. Trying to get a little bit more yards here, and he does. And that was Sponseller. Great to get a little bit of confidence back to Sponseller there after the fumble. Sponseller, if you're him, you're kicking yourself right now. But you just got to try to shake it off and make the next play. And getting 6 off of that's definitely making up for it a little bit.
Let's go, Crusader fans. Let them hear
Heritage
you.
Christian with their full complement of timeouts.
Big third down here. And the first down and more, and drug out of bounds. That's Chase Wallen.
Chase Wallen has rarely, if ever, been brought down by the first defender tonight. Scecina's really got to make those tackles if they want to end this game. Now there's a little bit of momentum. There's a chunk play, 2 minutes 32 seconds, and it'll roll in just a second here. The clock will. Sticking with that same formation.
Eli Nix hands off to Sponseller. He's going to that right side, finds a hole, and is going to get brought down with a small gain right at, I think it's like 2 yards.
Brought down by Brady Ray.
Yeah, Brady Ray and number, let's see.
62.
Number 62, Brady Ray, number 58. Nathaniel Green were in on there, as well as, I believe, number 56, Keaton Knowlton Drake. Just all the linemen that Scecina had on the field at that time were involved in that play.
Yeah.
Nice flow. It was a little bit of a zone play, so you could see that the offensive line of Heritage was just waiting and give back a window a little bit, and now they roll out to the left side here.
Nix looks middle, finds it, and still alive is Powell's, and Powell's gonna go and get to the 25-yard line. We're under 2 minutes.
There goes Powell's. We just said he needed to be, he could be more of a factor here. And Mathis there he was trying to really knock Powell's on the ground, but you got to wrap up. Those are plays you just have to get the guy on the ground.
Yeah.
You can't play hero ball defensively and try to make a highlight hit.
Especially on a guy that's probably twice your size.
Yeah, I mean, Powell's is a big guy. And that could be some fatigue as well.
I mean, Mathis is sitting at here, 6 foot, 165 pounds. We don't have. Oh, maybe we do. No, but
yeah, Powell's clearly a bigger force there, but we don't need to dwell on that play too much. It was a great rollout, great throw from Eli Nix, great catch from Powell's, and now it's 1st and 10. The clock's at 1:30 now. So
we're at 1st and 10. Nix drops back, throws it, and does get tipped there by number 62, Brady Ray. And we're going to head into 2nd down here.
Brady with his with a brace on his right arm, doing a little bit of a J.J. Watt impression, swatting that one down. A very important one nonetheless. Brings up 2nd and 10. The Scecina secondary has not been the strongest all night, so if you can take one less pass attempt off their shoulders, especially in this late game scenario, it's going to be helpful. And
I do think that we're getting close to that. It's okay if we don't get the 1st down because we're close enough for a field goal. Long ball, not quite there. We're going to go into 3rd down.
Good coverage from Mathis after the missed tackle a couple plays ago. He forgets about that and makes sure he has to cover Lyon. I do think it'd be a wise idea to keep Mathis on the same side of Lyon, just as on the height spectrum there.
Yeah.
Scecina doesn't have the tallest secondary, and the jump ball scenario, they're going to keep him on the same side. Big 3rd down here, and Lyons certainly in play, as well as Sponsler, Powell's, and Chase Wallens in the backfield.
And they find him, and gonna be brought down short. You're sitting at 4th and 8.
There's Nathaniel Green in the backfield. When we've seen the Scecina D-line be successful, it's been interior penetration. Can they get through and put some pressure on so that the secondary doesn't have to cover for as long against Eli Nix and the passing threats that he has at his disposal?
Both teams still have timeouts. And the Eagles are gonna go for a field goal. Maybe. And timeout, Eagles.
Timeout on the field.
All right.
Well, this is the scenario that we were looking for.
Exactly.
Let's see. They're at the 27-yard line, so this is what, plus 17. What is that? I didn't take many math
27
classes.
plus 17. You're sitting at 44.
44 yards. I did not take a whole lot of math classes in college. I almost said 34. I almost said 34, but then I was like, well, I know that's not right. So I passed it off to my play-by-play guy.
I got you.
So 44 yards, certainly a very, very long field goal for a high schooler.
Yeah.
But they're going to set it up again. Eli Nix is the holder. Kicker number 11, Isaac Pimentel.
And here we go. We got 26 seconds left. This is
Got to watch the ball if you're Scecina.
Your superhero moment right here. It's up and blocked.
Scecina celebrates. You can just let the crowd do the talking for us here. Let's take another look at that block. Number 6, Bryce Mathis gets in there. Recovered by Aiden Lyon, but to no avail for the Heritage Christian Eagles. And barring, let's take one more look at another angle here. It looks like there's a little bit of a gap there for Bryce Mathis to get in. Still got some time before Scecina takes the field again here. Great jump off the ball, and just a whole lot of pressure. Just a whole lot of pressure up the middle, and we said it. If you're going to be in that situation, you hope that field goal unit and that kicker is confident, especially in that long of a distance. And confidence or not, you still have to execute. You have to be able to hold up your blocks for just a second. And to be honest with you, it could have been a little bit intimidating for that O-line, having every single one of the Scecina defenders standing up. That could make your blocking assignment just a little bit more difficult, where you don't have guys in specific gaps. When you practice this on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday in your prep, you're picking out gaps, and special teams, you're going to run these simulations, but it's tough to practice against live reps, especially when you don't know where these guys are lining up.
I mean, when I saw it, it didn't even look like the kick had enough underneath it to get up and out. It went right into the back of his own offensive line. But that's going to be the end of the game here. Scecina Crusaders taking home the W at week 2, defeating the Heritage Christian Eagles, and what a crazy game.
There's not a whole lot of words left to say for a 52-50 game, coming down to a final kick from 44 yards, not 34, 44 yards. I mean, Scecina pulls it out. There's how many swings in points and momentum and quick-hitting touchdown plays could we have in a game? I'm not sure. I think we just had an IndianaSRN high score of momentum shifting, especially short plays that turn into touchdowns. An incredible performance, really, by both sides. I mean, Chase Wallen, Eli, their quarterback, Eli Nix, and then in some of their defensive plays as well, just incredible.
Yeah, I mean, absolute great. I mean, what a great way to introduce me to Friday Night Lights. Never experienced that before, and like you said, an over 100 points scored. So many momentum swings. It wasn't nobody was killing them. I mean, we're talking 15 points. Max, maybe a 20 point, something like that. But, I mean, absolutely crazy way for nobody to give up.
So, I mean, there's just so many plays, and I think what stands out is it the first quarter? I think it's the first quarter that really stands out to me, because it was kind of not representative of what we saw second through fourth. It was a quick hitter from, I mean, we did see quick hitters from Heritage in the rest of the game, but it was that first drive, and it was complete chaos. There was safeties and short field position on the goal line for Scecina. It was, taking advantage of those turnovers and taking an early lead. And then we saw in the second, third, and fourth quarter, I think people settled in. Now, it didn't mean that the tackles were being made on either side of the ball, but the offenses and defenses settled in. We saw more of what each team wanted to do offensively, especially in the second half. We saw Eric Montgomery come alive, and then the mainstay throughout the whole game on Heritage side was Chase Wallen. And I mean, there's not much more to say, really. 52-50, and Scecina comes back. They answer from the defeat of last year to Heritage. Heritage beat them pretty good last year, and they came in and they knew exactly what they wanted to do. Take what the defense gave them aggressively, and that was 50-50 balls. Some of them being successful via penalty, some of them being successful being catches and runs by Bryce Mathis especially. And then, we could have seen Eli Nix run the ball a little bit more, but Sponsler and Wallen were just as effective. But you wonder, could that have been a little bit more of a defining factor?
Yeah, So we just want to take a quick look into what we got next week here on Indiana SRN. We got Roncalli at Chittard next week. We also have St. Xavier at Cathedral. And then we had a little one flash up there first. Here we are again, Columbus East at Seymour. So once again, same time, same place. Come back and see us here on Indiana SRN. I just want to say a quick thanks to everybody here. I'm Matthew Hagenbaugh.
Jack Wright.
And we want to say thanks to Jerry as well. And then our camera guys up there, Daniel Thacker and Christian Oates. We want to say thank you to them. And, come back and see us here. Same time, same place on Indiana SRN. We'll catch you next time.